Catch it.
What happened? Oh, you're ahead of me
Oh,
already.
so it was a foul. No, I'm looking at
Oh,
the Tigers game.
okay. Hi, everybody. So we are live streaming the Erie Seawolves versus the Altoona Curve Game 3. I was just there yesterday. I just came back today. And essentially, if Erie wins, we're going to go be back out there next week. And some news, I got a job. So that's why I came back today to take all
Hooray!
that. So,
Yeah, that's good
yeah.
work.
Thank
That's
you.
well, and Charlie Morton got out of it. I would say giving up 3 runs is not ideal, but considering what could have happened, it's not the end of the world. But yeah, so in case you missed it, in this Erie game, Carlos Pena, Erie starter, got off to a terrible start too. Walked Connor Griffin to start the game, not a great idea. Then gave up a single, then gave up a double, a run scoring double. So men on second and third with nobody out, but then he managed to get out of it without giving up any more runs. And so you see Max Clark with a leadoff walk. So maybe Erie can get that run back very quickly. We'll see.
And
And
job.
here's John Peck against the lefty, right?
Yep, yep, and he kind of gets sweepy lefties, kind of struggles against. I mean, although as you mentioned earlier when we had a conversation, his OPS is slightly higher against lefties, but he had a good game yesterday. He had a pair of hits, really got the Erie offense going.
Yeah, and here you call it. He's just gonna go ahead and strike out on 3 pitches here. So that's not great. Hi, Tiger Wick 5. Yeah, tough baseball start here tonight, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
Erie did played a much better game yesterday than they did on what was the first game, Tuesday.
Tuesday. Yeah, and there was some, we got some intel on what exactly happened with some of the pitch selection, if you will, from Briseño, who's behind the plate, and they went away from the game plan a little bit, so that was unfortunate. That's just junk up there. 75. Wow, it's just junk. 72, 75.
Yeah, it's a funky angle and kind of a sweepy lefty, but yeah, I mean it was the game got away from them, but also they made 3 errors and Briseño had 3 pass balls, and it was like they just weren't playing well. Hey, Kevin McGonigal with a single.
Nicely done.
They yeah, it just they were up 4-1 in that game, I think, and I thought for sure they would take Burhan out after he started struggling, and they left him in, and that was it ended up backfiring on him.
So a little bit about Townsend, by the way. He is from Australia, so he
That
was
sounds about
signed.
right.
Yeah, so he was signed out in 2021 from Arizona, or excuse me, not Arizona, Australian League. So he is 24 years old, 6'4", big boy, 245, and he has, in terms of what he has done, this is his second season, or excuse me, his first full season at Double A. Was an emergency appearance in Triple A. 5-4 with a 2.05 ERA, 52 strikeouts with 66 innings pitched, and 18 walks. Well, just basically slinging it up there a little bit, and just seems like he's more org fodder,
Yeah, well, I
So
mean, that's what you would call Carlos Pena too, really, the Erie starter. So that's one of those things about these minor league playoffs is you're not necessarily getting the top prospects in the playoffs, but so far so good. That this is what we've seen a lot from the top of the Tiger or Seawolves lineup this year. Is Clark worked a walk in 4 pitches, McGonigal with a single, and Briseño showing some patience here too, hanging in there against the funky lefty.
yeah, he had some really good patient and bats last night. He was trying. It looked like he was squaring up, trying to get a hold of one. So, yeah, we decided to do a live stream, kind of a last minute decision because I got back from earlier than I anticipated, and so figured with the Tigers and Braves going on right now, there's a lot of baseball action on a Friday night. We'll be looking in at that as the Lions don't play till Monday against the Ravens. So, and then you have college football tomorrow. So, right smack dab in the middle of a Friday night full of baseball. And then Toledo is in Iowa as their season comes to an end on Sunday. Thanks, Kevin. I appreciate that, man.
Yeah. No, it's another fun sports weekend. We're coming down to here toward the end of the baseball. Obviously, I think everyone is freaking out about the Tigers, and understandably so. But we're trying to keep our eye on the rest of the system.
Yeah.
Toledo has played really well. I don't think they can make the playoffs, but they're still going to end up like 15 games above 500 or something like that. And here we are. The Seawolves have the bases loaded with one out and Jake Holton coming up against the lefty. Jake Holton with a career high 19 home runs this year. So kind of an ideal spot. See what they can do.
Yeah, and by the way, for those who may not know, Justice Bigby is out for the playoffs, as he will not be making it. So this actually, yeah. So Dalt Spoon, good to see you in the chat this evening. But yeah, there's yeah, Toledo. We're doing our awards, and we're gonna be doing a People's Award. So we're gonna get like an award. We just have to figure out exactly how we're gonna structure it. But people can vote on a minor league player of the year, or I'm not sure exactly how we're gonna do that yet. So we're going to be coming up with all the awards here probably the next couple days or so. But yeah, it's going to be between pitcher of the year, outfielder of the year, infielder of the year, and then the manager of the year award is going to be an interesting one because I mentioned Gabe Alvarez for a reason. Chris, it's funny because I know that Colin has made a good point for Gabe Alvarez to be consideration, even though Tony Capicelli, I mean, he was a record of all worlds today or this year.
I mean, yeah. I mean, we'll put all their credentials up, but I mean, honestly, like I think you could give it to any one of these guys, right? Like
Yeah.
you've seen, Capicelli. They had an epic minor league season despite losing a lot of their talent. Lakeland also lost a lot of their talent. Didn't have a ton to begin with, if you want to be honest, and they managed to win, and win it all. And and you got Andrew Graham here with basically losing all their pitchers, and they managed to make it in the. We'll see what happens here, but yeah, I mean it's been an incredible year in the Tigers minor league system, and somebody's got to win.
So Gleyber Torres with the exploding bat single, I like that was a way to describe. But yeah, it's a very good year for. I mean, you have three different teams that fly ball to center here, and that should score Max Clark. And nice job there. As now Erie ties up the game at 1. But you have Erie, you have Lakeland, and West Michigan all winning first half, second half titles, which is never. I looked it up. I don't think it's actually never happened.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I imagine it doesn't happen very often, right? Like the odds of that are very slim.
Yeah.
So,
Mitchell with a good question here already. Does Melton count for minor league pitcher of the year? That is a very good question. I'm gonna if early candidate would be Sears to me because he's advanced from high A to double A. He had a really good start yesterday. Hit 96, 97 by the way a couple times. I was pitch logging yesterday, and I don't know. He makes a really good case for it.
yeah, I guess we'll have to discuss amongst each other if Melton counts, right? Like he did spend a fair amount of time in the minors this year, but he's no longer prospect eligible for next year. But it's a good question.
Would it be a breakout?
He could be a breakout. I mean, I was thinking for breakouts, it's more like like Valencia and I don't know, Pacheco maybe. I don't know how we want to describe it, but and we'll have to come up with a criteria.
Yeah.
The seasons aren't quite over yet, so we're not fully in.
We figured to start the discussion a little bit because it is. Yeah, Melton would probably perhaps like just be best graduate. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's an award we do or something like that. But and here's Tyron Lorenzo. Lorenzo has struggled a little bit towards the second half of the season. A little bit. He's been DHing exclusively, as Briseño's been taking over pretty much the everyday catching duties outside of
Alfonso.
Alfonso, and there was a strikeout there, and but tied at 1. But it was interesting to hear. Tyrone hasn't. A lot of people have been asking why he hasn't been in the lineup lately. I know he's been nursing a couple nagging injuries, so there was a combination of things with that. But hearing yesterday, one of the things that stood out to me about the game was the return of Chris Myers. I mean, he had that majestic home run, and it was needed. And I think having Myers there in left field is a good defensive crutch as well. He showed really good range last year. Made 2 really outstanding plays last year in the postseason as against Somerset in the second round or in the championship round, and then they made a good play in the first round.
Yeah, I forgot about all those diving catches he was making in left field. It was kind of crazy, like whoa, to end games and stuff. But Yeah, that was nice to see for him. I'm sure he's, I'm sure getting back to Erie was a bit bittersweet for him, right? Like he probably wants to go to Toledo or Detroit or anywhere else. He's been in Erie for 3 years, but having been injured and being down in Lakeland, he was there. I think he made the final out, or was had the final put out or assist in Lakeland's championship, and now he's up here trying to get another ring.
Yeah, and add to the minor league count, if you will. It's be interesting to see how they play that out. I mean, do you show off your rings? Like,
Well, so yeah, I mean, it's interesting that's true. Like, how much are you gonna flaunt your minor league championship rings? Excuse me, but yeah, I was thinking, so Erie won 3 years ago, right?
yeah.
And then last year it was Erie and the FCL Tigers won.
No. So Erie won last year, and yeah, the FCL Tigers. Yeah. That's right.
And so this year you've got Lakeland, West Michigan. Erie still has a chance. The FCL Tigers did make the playoffs, but they lost on a kind of a crazy play.
Yeah, and Lakeland, Lakeland was not expected to get there. I will say that just based off the amount of injuries they had and everything. So it was a pleasant surprise to see.
Yeah, no, and it was they just kind of took care of business. They won in 4 games in the playoffs, right? Like it wasn't ever. I mean, a couple of them were kind of ugly, but it was never really hugely in doubt. Salcedo absolutely shut down Daytona Beach, and then they kind of chipped away and walked away with it late in the game on the second day. So yeah, lots of things to celebrate. Maybe yeah. So now we've got Nacho Alvarez with a leadoff single in Detroit, but Profar grounds out. And see what Pena can do if he can settle in here and limit them to that one run.
Yeah, he's a guy that has to kind of really be in the zone. He's not going to step Stevie with his fastball or anything like that. Is that an error on Zach McKinstry? Maybe Young would have made the play.
Singles on a soft ground ball to third baseman. I didn't see it. I tend to believe that Young probably wouldn't be better at third than McKinstry, but who knows? Maybe.
But so as far as getting back to Pena, though, Pena is a guy is a control artist. He's a guy who has to really he can get a lot of ground balls, but he can also induce a lot of balls in the air. And
yeah, I mean, he's a guy who he works the edges. He's going to give you a ton of soft stuff and then surprise you with like a 90-mile-an-hour fastball. He actually got up to 92 in the first inning, which Sam was saying, he's amped up with the playoff adrenaline. But yeah, it's more like 80, 88, 90. But you see, he hides the ball fairly well, and it's just a lot of mixing and matching with the speed. So lazy fly out there to Trace Gonzalez or to Ben Malgeri.
Yes, Trace Gonzalez, 3 Gonzalez is out there. And the batter is...
Oh, boy.
What's going on?
RBI double or something for Matt Olson. 4-0 Braves.
Pardon my language, motherfucker. Sorry. It's
4-0 in the second inning. Oh, here's Connor Griffin.
Connor Griffin.
No, I'm sorry. No, this is Javier Rivas.
I was going to say Rivas. Yeah, go ahead.
I confuse it because they're both big, tall dudes. They kind of have that. How big is Rivas? I'm looking.
He's 6'6".
6'6". Woo.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah, he's like a tall drink of water.
6'6", 165 he's listed at because, of course, he is as an international player. But yeah.
But it's the bottom of the order for the curve is where I think this is going to Erie with because Mr. Jeb, former Saginaw product, who by the way was funny last night. I was hanging out with Jeff Pontus from Baseball America. We went to Primary Brothers, and I think Jeb was out there with his family. I was pretty sure it was him.
Oh, Mitch Jeb was? Oh.
Yeah, Mr. Jeb was, and he was he made a play earlier in the game where he did a drag bunt to get on base, and it was kind of a like very Mitch Jeb thing to do apparently. Like he's just
he's a I don't know, he's like a double-A Stephen Kwan.
Yeah.
That makes it like he's just like a scrappy, bunting slap hitter who walks more than he strikes out.
Yeah.
They've been handling him okay so far. I think he's had a couple balls in play that were annoying, but
Kevin goes.
Jeez.
Yeah, Kevin goes. I'm going to turn the Tigers game off when we watch the Yankees series.
Yeah,
So
well,
right now, all eyes are on Minnesota right now. As
Cunha just hit a 2-run homer.
gotta be kidding me, man! Come on, seriously?
Yeah,
How
so
would you react if they asked you to DH? How would you feel?
Yeah, sorry.
no.
No.
Yeah, I mean, that's got to be it for Morton, right? That's 6 runs and 1 1/3, 45 pitches.
Yeah.
It's dumbfounding, man. He's throwing 95, 96. He's got a good curveball. His changeup is good, and he just gets nobody out.
Dead! Dead! This is the garbage you give me!
Yeah.
Yep. So, yeah, da-da-da-da. Rafael Montero in the second inning, just like you draw it up. Yep. This is why it's a bummer to not win when you get 3 good starts against Cleveland, right?
Yeah. And now you're relying on one of the hottest teams in base. Braves have come in 5 in a row.
Oof.
This is a team that's fully healthy. This is a Braves team that, if this is the full lineup of Braves 4 or 5 months ago, I think this would be a completely different conversation. Got him where
Yeah.
we want him. Yes, Kyle, absolutely.
Yeah, Tiger's just going to sit on that magic number of 7. The old lucky 7. It's brutal, man. I don't it's kind of crazy that how they can just all collapse at the same time, but Pena, good inning for Pena.
Yeah, looks like he's about to get a pair of back-to-back strikeouts. Nice bounce back too. And getting back to Andrew Sears last night though, Chris, I mean, this was a guy who went out a couple times, hit 96, 97, and just was able to really do a good job like Pena's doing here, mix up his zones or like that right there. He threw his changeup really good on the outside part of the plate and inside part of the plate really well yesterday, and his slider looked really crisp. And so I think that somebody was saying that he might more like a reliever profile, but at the same time, I think the Tigers need all the starters they can get. So I mean, until he can't start anymore, right? I mean,
yeah. Well, I mean, with him, it's the arsenal is I don't know. It's a little bit light, if that makes any sense. Like he's got a 4-seamer, a sinker, he's got the change, he's got the slider or a sweeper. He probably doesn't need any more pitches than that. It just feels kind of samey to me. Like it would help to have something else. But from his arm angle, I don't think you can throw a curveball really, like a traditional 12-6 curve. But he might be able to add a cutter, which I think would be interesting to give him another weapon against right-handed hitters. But no, I mean, I don't see any reason why he can't continue to start. He throws enough strikes for the most part. He's gotten better strike throwing over the last 2 seasons. And the stuff is pretty darn good. And like you said, his fastball will go anywhere from 91 to 98 during the game. If he were in the bullpen, you would assume it would probably be like 96 to 98 consistently, and that could be a weapon for sure, especially from that arm angle. But it's kind of like a Brent Herter thing, right? Like Brent Herter started all the way up until the big leagues, and then they moved into the bullpen, and he probably could still start. I don't know how well he'd do the second, third time through the order, but they find his role better out of the bullpen. And Sears has a bigger arm, so that might help.
yeah. And he's a guy who, like we were talking about this, that his consistency in each start has been really weird, because sometimes it's like you don't know where you're going to get from him. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. You saw him live, and he lasted just barely an inning.
We saw him live in West Michigan,
Yeah.
his first start of the year, and I want to say South Bend put up 4 or 5 runs on him in 1 inning. I think he was done, and he was the guy I really wanted to see, because I was interested to see how he looked this year. And then we saw him a couple starts after that, and we're like, hey, this looks pretty good. And it just he had a rough April basically, and then since May he's been really good. He had a couple rough starts in once he got up to Double-A, but you kind of expect that, right? And,
Yeah.
No, I mean, he was huge. 5 scoreless. Got a little bit of help from defense at times. There was the one play that the McGonigal play where he didn't grab it. I actually thought that wasn't too bad, because where he was shaded, he was way over by second base, and the ball was hit kind of in the hole. And even if he got it, it was against Jeb. I don't think he would have gotten an out. He just kind of had the ball bump off him. And
it was kind of smoked. That was the ball that was smoked, right?
I don't know if it was kind of more of a bouncer. So there was the one that Griffin hit really hard right at him that kind of knuckled and glanced off his glove and got to center. But the one before he made the nice diving play, it was just one of those, like, you're a victim of where you're positioned, and he didn't glove it, which made it look worse. But I don't know. I mean, I think he looked okay on defense. We'll see how he looks today if he gets many plays. So that's a tough one for Chris Myers right there.
Yeah. Yeah, the guy kind of Townsend just sounds like he's or it looks like he's pretty much like it looks like BP, like just kind of slinging in there like BP.
Mm-hmm.
There's been Mel Jerry up the plate here as a key part of Erie's championship run last year. And
Yeah.
his role's changed a little bit with Max Clark coming up, but still doing the job, doing the work.
Yeah, and with Bigby out, he's getting regular playing time again in the outfield, and he's a guy who can play all three outfield positions. He's got some speed. He will occasionally hit a home run, and
Whoa, some juice there from Townsend. But by the way, thanks so much for watching. Thanks for I saw some people yesterday at the game. It was really nice to see some fans out there yesterday. And they had the press in suite yesterday because they had. So the Pirates had their photography person, and then there was a Colin. I believe the guy's name was Colin from the Pittsburgh Gazette, hosting Gazette. So it was nice to. I ended up going down towards the end because it was nice because I wanted to kind of sprawl out, take some notes. Because with Sears there, I didn't have the radar, so I wanted to make sure I captured everything. And also, sometimes I run into people that have really bad body odor. It's unfortunate. And it's a pop up there.
and unusual one pitch out for Carlos Mendoza, and that's the inning.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm looking at the game day when we should probably just stick to the
Live feed.
Well, I will do that. I'll stick to the live feed, and I will only look at the game day for clip getting purposes. But
That's a good idea. The game day is I think like a full 10 seconds ahead, isn't it?
I would say more than that. I mean, it said Carlos Mendoza ground out, 20 seconds ago already. It hasn't happened yet on the screen.
Yeah, so. And the winner would play Binghamton, which would be a rematch of the 2023, as Binghamton took care of business against Somerset. And that would start Sunday in Binghamton, as Erie has full home field advantage of the series. So, and Binghamton is their prospects. All their good prospects are either in New York or Syracuse. So, it'll be interesting to see if Erie survives this tonight. I think Erie has a good. I'm still convinced Erie has a chance to go for a three-peat. I really believe that. I think they have enough veteran guys there, and a good bull. The bullpen has come. The bullpen's pitched better as of late.
Yeah, no, it's funny. I'm looking. Look at Binghamton's season, and as you said, a lot of these guys are gone now. But their team ERA this year was 2.96, and that is
wow,
the best in the Eastern League. The next best is Erie at 3.57. So more than a half run better. Binghamton went 90-46 this year. That's not too far off what West Michigan did. They had 1,435 strikeouts as a pitching staff. The next closest was 1,324. So that is a pretty damn good team, even with a lot of their pitchers gone. The Mets have turned into a really great pitching development organization.
And the thing too about the Mets this year is that they're getting, and I hate to say this, but they're getting contributions from their minor leaguers on the big league club, because their pitching has really, the pitching that has come up from the minors has really helped them out in the second half of the season. Yeah,
Nolan McLean, Joe Natong, Brendan Sproat. I think they also set a record for the most pitchers used in one season, which is kind of wild.
The amount of injuries too. I mean, from Sean Anaya, just it's been one thing after another, and they're similar to the Dodgers in that sense of injuries.
Yeah, and it's I think are they even on the end of playoffs right now, or are they on the cusp of falling out?
You know what? That's a good.
Last I checked, let's see, they are in the wild card. They are the last team in. They're 2 games up on Arizona. 79 and 74 this year. So, okay.
So Mitchell was talking about Ryan Lambert being a guy that could throw up to 102 for their closer for the Rumble Ponies. Yeah, I saw him close the game out last night.
I think he may have been in St. Lucie earlier this year. I don't know. Like we talked about when we saw St. Lucie against Lakeland. St. Lucie had like 3 different guys who were hitting triple digits. It was absurd. Like more on their Mets low A team than the Tigers have in their entire organization.
Yeah. Connor Griffin, by the way, watching Connor Griffin play last night for the first time in person, grounder here to second to Peck over the first. There's the first out of the third inning.
Is Peck playing second today?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. That's Mendoza. I'm sorry. I'm used to Peck playing. Peck is.
Peck.
Where's Peck playing?
He's probably playing third.
Okay.
I was sorry. I didn't.
No, it's good.
Yeah. Yeah. Peck third. Yep. McGonigal short. Mendoza second. Lorenzo the DH.
Deuce Gorson up here at the plate.
That's a funny name.
Yeah. But no, it was interesting. Just watching Connor Griffin, he is a real deal. Like he's a guy who, like he's just like as somebody was Jeff was saying last night from Baseball America. He's a guy that should be playing wide receiver in the SEC or could play like he is that kind of size, and his hitting tool is advancing. He had a 20. It was a stat. Was it 20 home runs and 40 steals?
60 steals.
Sorry, 60 steals. Sorry, 60 steals.
21 home runs, 65 steals. He does not turn 20 for another 8 months. He turns 20 on April 24th.
That's why, my friends, that's why he's the number one prospect in all of baseball.
No, absolutely. Like we love Kevin McGonigal. Kevin McGonigal is going to be a great big leaguer.
Yeah.
Kevin McGonigal does not have close to the physical tools that Griffin does. McGonigal will likely be a better hitter. And you will be just fine on every other aspect of the game. But Griffin has like Byron Buxton tools. Like he could go 40-40 in the big leagues one year down the road. It's absurd tools. And the question about him was the hit tool. He was actually, I think, a 2025 draft pick or draft class who reclassified to 2024.
Oh, yeah, I do remember that.
Which is why he's so young. But, I mean, he's got to be – if he's not the youngest player in AA right now, he's got to be one of the, 3 or 4 youngest. And to put up the sort of numbers he put up this year, it's crazy. 333 hitting. I mean, it's a 9% walk rate and 22% strikeout rate. You'd like to see that come down a little bit, but, yeah.
So, by the way, the official line on Charlie Morton for the night. 1/3 innings, 5 hits, 6 runs, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, a home run, 45 pitches, 26 strikes. And from Evan Woodbury of M Live, Morton has had a few solid starts in August. But over his last 5 starts, he's had an ERA of 11.65 with 15 walks and 18 Ks and 17 innings pitched. Yeah. Man, that's
just the truth, dog.
It's like I said, I don't get it because the stuff looks pretty good. It's metrically good. He's walking way too many people, and then he just is giving up nothing but hard contact. It's incredibly frustrating. Made is the youngest. He's only played 5 games in AA.
Yeah.
I guess I'm looking. Griffin played 21, so it's not that much more. But a lot of the younger guys got promoted up this year. Other teams are a little bit more aggressive than the Tigers are.
Yeah, and that I don't know if that's going to come back to haunt the Tigers or not. I know a lot of fans will think that. I think some of the guys that they had down there were not ready, and I just think throwing them out to the Wolves is not fair. There you go.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing nice. Yeah, Pena has really bounced back well. That's let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He, after putting the first 3 men on base, he has now retired 9 in a row. So not too shabby. I mean, you think your Tigers are panicking now. It's a real panic move if they bring up a guy from AA to be the hitter that saves them, right? Like that would be kind of ugly.
Yeah, and that's why I mean, like yesterday, or there was a speculation about Cole Cuse's injury that bring up McGonigal. It was either going to be Malloy or Jace Young, but then. I was talking to Evan Woodbury, and he asked me if there was any update on Malloy, and because a fan pointed out that Malloy hadn't played since Friday, so he went to the we figured out what happened. He got accidentally punched in the head, and so he's been out. There's probably concussion protocol, which is what 7 days usually, right?
Yeah, I believe so. 7. And it has now been 7 days. It'll be interesting to see if he's in the lineup tonight or what. But yeah, it was kind of a funky play. You get punched punched in the head by the catcher and called out for your trouble. But yeah, I don't know. Well, maybe Jace Young will come up and be the hero here down the stretch. It's a bummer to lose Colt Keith for sure. Obviously, whatever is going on with the Tigers, they need to figure it out in the clubhouse. Hinch needs to do something. He needs to get these guys, relaxed somehow, and they need to go out and perform. And it's just nobody's doing it right now. And it's kind of, you can kind of sense how it must feel, right? Like everybody is trying to do way too much, and then that way nobody's doing anything. And when they should just get out there, and what did they have? 2 strikeouts looking last inning? Yeah. Called out on strikes, ground out. Like, I don't know. Maybe they're out there trying to, the work counts and draw walks and stuff. But you just got to, execute your game plan, as it were.
Yeah, I mean, to say they're not pressing, I know somebody was saying that Miley against us about they're not pressing, and I don't know. I'm down there, and the guys are just doing the same thing they're doing all the time. So I don't know if there's anything to that. I just think maybe it is a mental thing. Maybe it is I don't know. But there is it's alarming. I mean, Cleveland is good though. I mean, Cleveland is the same team that they struggled with last year. So it's just
they're good, but they aren't, and that's what's super annoying about it.
Yeah.
Like they play really clean baseball. They play well, but they don't have the talent. Like their production is not there. They've been winning by allowing like half a run a game, which you give them credit. Like the pitching is doing excellent, but it's like I don't know how they're winning on offense. They're winning with John Kinsey Noel hitting 140 and then hitting a home run off Tarek Skubal. Like it's just like they're pulling out the magic that the Tigers had last year. And to your point, like about them not, that's a tough strikeout for Max Clark. Seems like he has more chains on than usual tonight. Yeah, the thing that's like it's the opposite of last year, right? Where like everybody just kind of you could feel it in the crowd when the Tigers were playing. Everybody had that sense that they were going to come back and they were going to win, and like they were on some sort of magical run. And it's the exact opposite right now. Where I bet you that crowd is dead silent at Comerica Park right now, and everybody's all angry and tense. And I'm sure the players feel that. Like it's. I'm not a big like touchy feely guy about stuff, but when there's 30,000 people in the same spot and they're all kind of grumbly, I think you can feel it.
Yeah, that negativity, that kind of sense of dread, it can be felt. And we'll be there tomorrow to experience it live from firsthand. Yeah. So that will be, yeah, it's a little different vibe than what at Erie was, which was funny because that was Jeff's first experience in Erie. He was talking the usual guy that guy that was always yelling from the second row, like, "What the hell is that?" Yeah, that guy you can always hear from anywhere in the ballpark at UPNC Health Park. You can ballpark. You can hear him. But,
yeah, I mean, it's a bit of a drive, I think, from the Boston area. It's probably 8 hours.
Yeah. So what he did was he told me he did Altoona to Pittsburgh, then Pittsburgh to Erie.
Gotcha.
And then he was going back. So, Terry, good to see you in here. She's like, let's go paying out. Excited to go our way. We're excited. Yeah, I think this is a very good veteran team. So, Kyle says he's going to the game next Friday in Boston. Thought they'd be clinched by then, but now I'm not sure. Yeah, you know what? And something.
Oh, nice play by Samillo there.
Ooh.
Oh, he was safe. He was safe. Give him credit.
It was something to point out. I think it was Joe that pointed out on Discord. Why are we so courteous with teams? So wait a minute. So you mean to tell me we give Cleveland the day game, the Yankees give us a night game on the last game of the series, so they have to fly out to go to the Marlins to play the Marlins, and then Cleveland's do the same thing next week when they fly out to Boston, and then I do the day game on Thursday.
I don't know why the Tigers always do the day game. Now the Yankees, that was 9/11. That was a special occasion, but I think they always do that anyway. So,
yeah.
I don't know. We got McGonigal up.
Yeah, McGonigal has his yeah, you saw the same thing I did.
Hope.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah, McGonagall has struggled a little bit in this series in terms of making good hard contact, and Altoona's been able to keep him in check.
well, I mean, he had an RBI single in game 1. I don't know what he did after that. He had a hit in his first at bat today, but that looked a little low. Yeah, I mean, it's funny. Both of these starting pitchers are kind of mirroring each other, right? They had a rough first inning and settled in, and now they're just throwing junk by everybody.
Yeah, Townsend's just 74, 75 consistently. There, poof, took some off that. Oof.
Yeah, that's the beauty of minor league baseball, right? Is like you don't see pitchers like this in the big leagues, really. But in the minor leagues, you have to face them, and you might get shut down by one.
Maybe maybe like 20 years, maybe 30 years, like guys like Jamie Moyer, you don't see. Yeah, I like. Would you consider them the Jamie Moyer type then?
Yeah, no, for sure. Like these kind of crafty southpaws who they don't. I don't know. They just know how to pitch. You just see fewer and fewer of those guys in the big leagues now because they, we talk about how much better pitchers have gotten, but hitters have gotten extraordinarily good too, and they just. I mean, Kyle Hendricks is kind of the last of the dying breed, and he's a right-hander. But anybody who's not sitting 92 at least has real trouble in the big leagues.
Yeah, 92. Like, it's not nearly the same as it once was, where a guy, even with the way spin is advanced, and knuckleballers, knuckleballs are not what they were either. It's
the average fastball in Major League Baseball is now 95 miles an hour. That's the average fastball.
Wow.
Yeah. It's crazy. Like, when we write these scouting reports, I'm like, he touches 96. It sits like 93, 94. I'm like, well, that's an average fastball.
Yeah.
Like it used to be like a 60 or 70 fastball even is now 50. It even less if it doesn't have any kind of fun characteristics. So, yeah, just getting better and better out there. And certainly all the pitching is confusing the Tigers. Doesn't matter how hard they throw. But but Jake Rogers is up there, and he's not up there any longer.
Oh boy. So, by the way, in case you're curious, what is going on with the? See here if I can find it.
Has that game started, or did they?
I don't think it's started yet. I don't think is it. Yeah, it has.
They're in Minnesota.
It's 8-10 start. So. And then you also have to look at Houston and Seattle. They're coming in both like identical records. They're starting at 8-10 tonight. So that's another game.
Yeah, I mean, no matter what, one of those teams is going to – if it's Houston, I think the Tigers have the tiebreaker, right?
Yes, that's correct. But Seattle, I don't think they do.
Yeah, the Seattle has the tiebreaker over the Tigers because Seattle's the team that ruined it. They started all of this. Yeah. When they swept the Tigers right before the All-Star break. The Tigers, where everybody was riding high, they're still playing really well, and they got absolutely destroyed by Seattle. And it's been really bumpy since then.
Ground ball out Valdez there. Valdez.
5 RBIs in game 1.
Yeah, he is a guy you got to stay off speed with. If you throw him a fastball, he's just going to jump on it. He's like any real good double-A hitter just in that regard.
Now you got Omar Alfonso, the brother of Eliezer Alfonso, which was fun.
Yeah, they were chirping at the dugout the other day when Alfonso was in there.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Last week. It was last week because Altoona was in town last week during the regular season.
Yeah, that's right. They played this team. So they've played. This will be their 9th straight game against Altoona.
Yeah, I like. By the way, you could tell he definitely played, or he was born where his father was playing at. And so he says he was born in Minneapolis.
Oh yeah.
And there's a liner right there.
Just missed that one.
Yeah.
That's iffy. But this is how Carlos Pena lives, really. Keep him off balance, get him to put the ball in play, and hope you guys catch it.
Rise up the high pitch count too.
Yeah. Oh, and there you go. Nice.
Yeah. So if let's see here, is it Wyatt Hurdy? Wyatt Hurdy.
Henry.
Okay. Wyatt Henry. Oh, there we go.
Bouncer to
4
Peck to Mendoza to Holton.
There we go.
There you go.
Good stuff there. And that's We were talking about this earlier. Pena can get the grounders. He can do some balls in the air, and he's doing that very well.
I tell you what. Oh,
What's
sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just talking about the Tigers game, looking over there, and Parker Meadows has been really solid since he came back. We talked about this on the show last night. That I was excited for him to come back. I thought he could be the spark plug for the team, and he's done everything you would want him to do, and it hasn't mattered because nobody else is performing. But he's going up there. It's like a good plate appearance just about every time. This is 8 pitches, 9 pitches. I don't know. He might strike out like he did in the first at bat, but he's making pitchers work. And no, I think he got a single. So, oh no, that's a double. No, it's a triple.
Hell yeah! All right, there we go.
It's a 2-out triple for Parker Meadows. So yeah, great plate appearance. Maybe Gleyber Torres can, just get an RBI single here, right? Just break the seal.
His second half numbers, he has struggled mightily.
He's been one of the worst hitters in baseball since August 1st.
Yeah,
It's kind of hard to figure out, but because he has a solid, steady approach, he's not a guy that he doesn't go out there hunting for home runs or anything, right? Like it's just
could be injured for all we know too. I mean, he could be banged up a little bit.
Well, yeah. I mean, every player is hurt right now, right? It's a matter of how they can play through it. But I know in a lot of ways, what we've seen is kind of all those great first half players have come way back down to earth in ways that are annoying and totally predictable in baseball. McKinstry, Baez, Torres, they're all flying back down. But now we got Briseño up. Josue Briseño hit a monstrous home run in game 1 that looked like it was going to put the game out of reach. It was only 4-1 or whatever, but it was big, and that was the last. I think Erie scored one more run, but his batting average has been a little bit lower since he came up. There's a rip.
Oh, close.
But it'd be interesting to see. And that's a ground out for Torres. Briseño looked like such a good hitter in high A, and he's been a little bit more. I don't know. Double A hitters or pitchers have really kind of managed to keep him in check for the most part, and part of that I think maybe playing catcher all the time. But yeah, I mean, I think it wouldn't shock me if to start next year he's back in Double A and Clark and McGonigal are in Toledo.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me one bit.
If McGonigal's not in Detroit.
Yeah.
But
let's see here. What's happened with Briseño? Another fudge. Oh, man.
Yeah, I mean, he's just giving them those frisbees. You can tell what it looks like to the hitter. It looks like it's coming right over the heart of the plate, and then it just keeps going. What you want are guys like Holton to make them pay. The right-handed bats. And this lineup is very kind of left-handed heavy. You got the righties are Peck and Holton and Malgeri basically. I think Mendoza's a switch hitter, right?
Yep.
Or is he just a lefty?
No, I thought he was a switch hitter. Is he? Oh, wait, is he a switch hitter? You know what? Maybe.
No, he's just a lefty.
Oh,
I thought he was a switch hitter early in his career, but maybe I'm mistaken. So yeah, it's a lot of lefties. Meyer's a lefty. McGonigal. Lorenzo's a switch hitter and arguably better from the right side, but he's not hitting much of anything right now. So kind of need Holton to come through for you.
Kevin says that it should have been a single with a 2-base error.
Meh.
Well, Meadows' speed, that does help. I mean, let me turn on the light real quick here because it's getting really dark. I forgot that it gets dark now by 7:30.
Yeah, we're getting that time of year.
No more pool season.
Hell yeah, especially after it blew up on us.
Oh.
So we got Chris Paddock in for Rafael Montero. So this is the game of all the trade acquisitions.
You want to come in here?
So, man, yeah, you can just tell all these guys, they just cannot sit back. They're trying to, and they're pulling everything this guy throws, and then he'll occasionally sneak the fastball right by him. This is how guys like this operate. You can't trust those Australians. It's a colony of criminals, am I right? Morton Montero Paddock in a game. They're down 6 runs already. Is objectively hilarious. It's like Hinch is trying to send a message. I mean,
Corey, I think you got a good point
so
there.
except Montero has actually been pretty damn good. As much as I want to say like, you can't trust him, and he's been, he sucks, but like, he's been pretty good. What did he do today?
Ooh. Oh, you got away with one there, Chris. That was
That was a strike in the zone.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. Did you see it?
No, I just happened to look over at Montero's line, which was 1 2/3, and
Yeah.
that one. I think the ump may have given up on that one too. It looked like it kind of had some swing back at the very end.
The umping in Double-A is.
Oh,
it was calling for a balk. Was that a balk?
no. We've got something a brewing.
Uh-oh. Okay. I see what you're saying. Okay. Oh, there we go. Is that going to be off the wall? Nice. Oh, yeah. Graham is not messing around. He's sending him. No play at the plate. Oh, throw is wide. And Tyrone
Lorenzo coming up huge.
Big double there. And was not fooled by Townsend's junk crap. I don't know what to call it there. Yeah. Right over the plate, too. That was the first pitch, wasn't it? Was that first pitch?
Yeah, I think it was a changeup.
Oh, man. He hammered that.
I'm going to go put it up.
All right, yeah, go ahead. And the rally towers are going in Erie as Erie is now up 2-1 in the bottom of the 4th inning. And it looks like it's going to be it's Chris Myers off the bat. Yesterday, big home run in the 7th inning. An absolute no doubter.
Ware Cow 205, no ABS in Double-A period.
Yeah.
So, not in the playoffs. Would be nice. I don't know why they haven't implemented it in the other leagues yet. I think part of it is
cost.
Yeah, but like, why'd they put it in AAA? Because I get why they would put it in High A, right? Most of those teams are their spring training facilities.
I think maybe because in AAA, aren't they using the Major League ball? So maybe that would be a good opportunity to see what it could do in the Major League level.
I mean that's a good point. It could just be that there are a lot of big leaguers kind of rehabbing, or
Yeah. The message is we suck. Deadly Ninja Beast.
Yeah, that's the message from using these pitchers. Nope.
I call him out. Oh, all right. So up the plate now is Ben Malgeri in right field tonight. So, but yeah, the as far as this series goes, Altoona is Erie overtook him in the second half to get the second half title. So if you're curious how they're here. And then as we mentioned earlier, Binghamton 90 games. They dominated both sides of both the first half and second half. So
yeah, and I think I think that Greg had mentioned that Altoona ended up only like on the season like one game over 500 because they were not very good in the first half. So this is a second half team.
They got all their prospects in the second half of the season, whereas in the first half they're kind of a veteran swinging a drive to center field. On his horse, Tyron on his horse will score all the way from second, and Erie up 3-1. And you know what? For his size, he moves really well.
Which one, Lorenzo?
Yeah, Lorenzo. Yeah,
when he's underway, he's not too bad. He's a better runner than Briseño.
Oh yeah,
Briseño kind of runs like a Frankenstein.
No, but so by the way, we mentioned this earlier. We will be out there if Erie wins tonight. We'll be out there Tuesday and Wednesday. As I don't go back. Oh, wait, would it be Tuesday or?
It would be Tuesday. Tuesday would be game 2, and there's a couple different ways that could be the only game they play. Well, we don't want to count anything before it's over with. We've learned that lesson from the Tigers.
Yeah. It's not, as Yogi Berra once said, it's over. It's not over till it's over.
Mm-hmm.
I believe he said that. Does that sound like a Yogi Berra? Yeah,
it ain't over till it's over. I believe that's attributed to Yogi Berra.
Yeah, there's a mound visit there,
and then he said something about swiping a picnic basket.
You want to do?
Hey, boo boo, we're gonna swipe at a picnic basket. Yeah, we're old.
Yeah.
How hard is it to get tickets to Erie playoffs? Not that hard.
No, yeah, work out. If you're getting interested in getting tickets, there's go to the website and they'll take care. Yeah, they'll take care of you pretty quickly. So, there was a couple people that came up from Pittsburgh yesterday, last minute to get tickets. So, talking to some of the fans yesterday, and if they do advance and get there Tuesday, yeah, it would be a good idea. Binghamton, I heard, is a kind of a hellhole. So,
Yeah, I don't think it's the nicest place.
yeah.
That is where I believe SUNY, New York, is the State University of New York. If you're SUNY, yeah. If you're one of those people who just wants to go to various college locations.
I happen to be a graduate of U of M Dearborn, so there we go.
And when I was a kid, my parents are from Virginia. We did we went to, like, when my brother was in high school or like early in high school, and they were kind of encouraging us to go to nice schools. We ended up we stopped at Virginia's campus, and then we went to Duke and then North Carolina. And then we went to none of those schools. My brother went to none school.
And you went to the great Eastern University.
That's right, Eastern Michigan.
Yeah.
The Harvard of the Huron River.
There you go. I mean, at least it's better than what?
What?
Oh, sorry, that was my phone was ringing. My son was calling me.
Oh.
Purdue has what, like 6 different colleges? They have Purdue.
Oh, there's IUPUI, UWPUI.
Yeah.
Well, that's a bummer. The Mendoza with a walk, and Max Clark up here trying to put the nail in the coffin, and unfortunately,
Does that work?
he does not.
Yeah, McGonigal will lead off the next inning, and
It'll be Peck and then McGonigal.
oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, Peck. I keep forgetting.
But I wonder if they'll bring in a righty or something.
Yeah, it could be the last inning from Townsend, and so. But as far as if Pinga's coming back out there, we'll see here in a second.
Yeah, interesting line for Townsend. 4 innings, 3 hits, 3 earned runs, 4 walks, 7 strikeouts. It's basically, you got 12 outs, 7 of them were strikeouts, but then 4 walks and 3 hits. So all or nothing. I went to EMU. I have no problem with people who went to EMU. I'm a proud EMU graduate.
Yeah.
In that I graduated and I went there. And good people can come from anywhere, go to anywhere. And I think the older you get, the more you realize that you can basically go to any college you want if you're willing to pay for it. Like,
Yeah,
if you give Harvard $1 million, they're figured out a way to put you in there.
No, Eastern is, Kyle, I here's the thing, like going up to Ann Arbor a couple times, in my experience, has been dealing with some really snotty ass people sometimes because I went to the Dearborn campus, which I thought was strange. And I know that the price difference and all that, but I really liked my experience at U of M Dearborn. It was in my degree, when I'm looking at it right now above me, says University of Michigan, and it has the Ann Arbor stamp on it. So it dated on Ann Arbor, Michigan, 21st day of December, whatever date it is, and there we go. So hey, whatever. Education's education. Yeah, exactly. You know what? Where, Kyle? Thank you. As long as you have your ticket punched, HR doesn't care when looking at resumes, or the AI that the resume is looking at in certain cases. So yeah, I mean, case in point, it doesn't really matter as long as you have the experience. It doesn't. No one asks about, like, I remember there was a job application that recently asked about my GPA in college. I was like, what the hell? When was the last time I thought about that thoroughly?
Yeah, I just took that off my resume because it's been 25 years since I was in college. Like, who cares about that now, right? Yeah. Like, and I don't know. Well, I shouldn't care anyway. I tend to agree with you that.
Thank you, Kevin. Good call there. Go ahead. Sorry.
Most jobs want experience and references and clips. Hey, there's Spencer Torkelson, 30th home run of the year. Good for Torque.
There's the Torque bomb.
How many Tigers have had multiple 30 home run seasons? To the Nerd Cave.
Yeah. Are you going to chat before I am?
What?
Oh, no, okay. Oh, I thought somebody asked that question. Okay. No, let's see. That's a good question. The 90. Okay. I'll say this.
Cecil Fielder.
Okay. You look it up, and I'll tell you the year that I think that the most happened, which was, I think, 92. 91, 92.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's see. Players with the most seasons matching criteria. All right.
Yeah, Kevin, that call last night, by the way, that was from Tamara Johnson. Right, literally bounced off the right field pole on the foul side, and they tried to call it a. He was trying to say he was trying to pimp it like it was a home run. It's like, get out of here, man. That was a foul all day.
All right, let's see. So, yeah. And meanwhile, Pena got the first out, but then gave up a single.
Yeah.
Home runs. All right, 30. Detroit
So,
Tigers.
what was the last time that they had more than one?
That's a good question.
That was 2017.
So there have only been 24 players in Tigers history with a 30 home run season. This is interesting. I think, if we're talking draft, I believe Spencer Torkelson now is the second Detroit Tigers player drafted by the Tigers with multiple 30 home run seasons.
Second one, Tony Clark. Yeah, it would be Tony Clark would be the first one, right?
I'm sorry. He's the third then. Yeah. Tony
Yeah.
Clark had 3. Lance Parrish had 2.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'll tweet that out because it's interesting.
That's a good one. And once Riley Green hits his 35th, he would have the break. He would have a new record because that's most home runs in a season by a Tigers drafted player. He is tied currently right now with Tony Clark with 34. Jason Thompson was, yes, you
So
are
this
correct.
is 30 home runs for the Tigers.
Yeah, but Thompson did have 30 home runs for the Tigers.
Yeah, but he only had one season
Oh, one season. Yes.
with the Tigers.
Yeah. You are correct, sir. Yeah. And then Sparky Anderson hated on him for some strange reason. Oh, because he was lifting weights. That was from what I was reading.
Let's see, Tony.
Hell of a performance from Carlos Pena going out there. 4 2/3 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts. Austin Bergner will be coming in. The all-time strikeout leader in Erie history will be in and coming up here in the top of the 5th. Yeah, Kevin. Yeah, I was looking up some of the. So I have a newspapers.com account, and looking at the comment section around the Jason Thompson trade when that happened, there was a lot of pissed off Tiger fans. Because Thompson was the first guy, correct me if I'm wrong, he was part of that 76 All-Star team with Mark Fidrich, and he was really one of those first guys that really broke out of the young guys they were drafting and developing. So a lot of fans were upset about that, and same thing. I think there were more anger about that than versus the Steve Kemp trade for Chet Lemon in I think it was 81 when Chet Lemon, I'm sure from Chicago, he was an all-star with the White Sox in 79. Yeah, Terry, that was a good start by Pena, giving them exactly what they needed. And and as far as the draft history for the Tigers goes with this, it is kind of rather sad. So, but. Workhouse says, I was upset when it happened, but I was visibly upset, but not as much as when we traded Granderson, but damn close. Yeah, that Granderson trade, I was kind of shocked by that. But then in retrospect, I understood where they were going from because Granderson was trying to go sell for more power, correct?
Well, I think part of it was that. I think the main thing was that was he a year away from free agency? I think maybe 2. And so I think it was a calculation by Dombrowski that they were going to pay their pitching. They were going to pay Verlander. I don't know when Verlander got his long-term deal, now that I think about it. But, I think they wanted to kind of, shake up the roster a little bit. And as much of a bummer that Granderson was a great dude who was a very good player. I think they saw him as kind of their most valuable asset that they were willing to trade, and they did. He had multiple 30 home run seasons for other teams. He had 1 for the Tigers. Is that right? Let's see. Yeah, 1.
Yeah.
It's interesting that the number of people who had 30 home run seasons for the Tigers. Cabrera with 7. It's pretty good.
Among the players that drafted, though, it's few and far between.
Yep. Tony Clark, 97, 98, 99.
Yeah, and
Lance Parrish, 82, 84.
that's why they, and then that's why, yeah, you were talking about Polanco. Polanco was the same year, right?
Polanco?
Not coming back because Polanco was a guy that,
Oh,
yeah, that
yeah.
was,
They brought in 2010 was the year that
but he's
Sizemore came up and Brennan Bosch debuted and Austin Jackson.
the
They've,
future.
they've walked Connor Griffin, which isn't necessarily the worst idea, although it does put a runner in scoring position for Deuce Gorson.
Deuce Gorson. He's thrown. Let's see, he's thrown 5 straight balls to start here.
Austin Stone Bergner, middle name Stone because his dad was a wrestling fan.
Really?
Yeah, for Stone Cold Steve Austin. That's who he's named after.
That's pretty badass. It also explains why I seen him come down one time in a kind of like a robe, like he was coming down from the bullpen.
Yeah, Austin Stone Bergner. It's interesting story. You know, he was. We thought he was a prospect at one point, and then his velocity kind of never came back. And he's a crafty righty, right? He does a lot of messing with hitters' timing. I don't think you'll ever see him throw a pitch at the same tempo, and a lot of spin and some change ups in the dirt. Got a pretty big out to get here, though.
I need to get out the jam here that he created. Let's see if he gets it. 2-1. Oh, I thought.
Did he go?
No, he didn't.
No?
Go. Yeah.
88-mile-an-hour heater at the top of the zone. Oh, well, yeah. I do like the check swings challenges and in low A.
Yeah, that is cool. Like that. That's the way they show the screen too. Like the way the 3D graphic comes up. Yeah, I saw that too. Ben Ogleby. By the way, I did not know until much later that Ben Ogleby was a Tiger because I saw his numbers in Milwaukee, and then I looked him up one day, and I was like, "Holy crap, he was a Tiger!" And then there's a great Saber bio about him and his time in Detroit, and how he felt kind of alienated as a Tiger, and so that's why they had no problem with him in Milwaukee.
Howard Johnson had multiple 30-30 seasons. They traded him away. There were some strange tradings going on back in the day, but also at the same time, they were doing a pretty good job getting talent back in the 70s and early 80s, right? I guess that's how you win a World Series.
Yeah. I mean, however, it's common knowledge now that it was allegedly that Sparky did not like waiting for rookies to come up. So
yeah, but I accidentally saw Twitter, and people are being reasonable as you might expect.
Oh, reasonable and logical? Yeah, of course.
It's like I understand everybody's being angry, but it's so like all or nothing, man. Like
it really is. Yeah.
Fire Scott Harris, fire AJ Hinch because the Tigers have 85 wins and suddenly they stop winning. But
everybody's forget that again, 2023. It's 2 seasons ago where they were, and we're gonna. I know this sucks. Look, this whole collapse sucks. Don't get me wrong. It absolutely, positively sucks. I get it. But again, what this team has done in the last 3 or 4 years compared to where they were before, I'd rather go back to. You want to go back to that? Go be my guest. You want to go back to 90 losing? You want to go back when Brandon Dixon led the league or led the team in home runs in 19? Be my guest. I don't want to. So.
Remember when was it Brendan Davis? They brought him up.
Oh my God! I forgot about Brendan Davis.
Is that his name? Brendan Davis. Yeah, he came up. Not Brendan. Is it not Brendan Davis? Who was it?
Are you talking about the Angel, the former?
Yeah. What was his name? Was it Brendan Davis?
Yeah. It was Brendan Davis.
Right.
Yeah.
I can't find him. Brendan Davis. No, that's Bam Davis. I don't know.
I'll look him up.
He came up for like 3 games at the very end of 2022, 2021. Okay. John Peck.
Yeah, Brandon Davis. Yeah.
Oh, Brandon. Okay.
Yeah. The Tigers released him in 2023.
Yeah, they brought him up for a game.
Yeah.
But There it is. Brendan Davis, 2022. Yep. He played 3 games, got 2 hits. That was it for him. Yeah, I don't know. I think back to the Iowa has a better offense than Tigers.
Yeah, and by the way, and somebody mentioned this in the Discord, and I'll give it credit to Rich Home Kwan.
Rich Tommy Kwan.
Rich Tommy Kwan. Yeah, Rich Tommy Kwan says the funny thing about blaming Sky Harris for this is that every hitter that he thought they should have closed the deal on in the second half has been garbage in the second half.
Again, you can blame him. You can blame whoever you want. You can get angry. It sucks. But it's the guys that were on the team that were playing well in the first half have not played well in the second half. You can expect a GM to know that, I guess, with players like McKinstry and Baez. But I thought everybody loved Gleyber Torres the first half of the year, and Riley Green, has carried the team at times, and it's just back to kind of striking out constantly. It's a tough business. You got to play all 162 games. Maybe Kevin McGonigal walking would help.
Oh, yeah, there you go. And also, I look at it this way. We did mention that some of these guys were playing above their weight too.
Well, yeah, I think everybody kind of knew that, but it's at the same time, it's not like you're going to they weren't suddenly okay, now we can finally cut Javi Baez and go get a real shortstop, right? I think the main shortstop who was traded was Carlos Correa, and that was a total salary dump, and the Tigers were not about to do that, right?
No, and they didn't really at the time didn't think they needed him, and I don't blame them.
So,
no worries, Corey. It was
No, I appreciate that. Yeah, it was. I was trying to. I always knew it was a weird spelling. I just couldn't remember what it was because there was that other prospect, Brendan Davis, who was a top 100 guy for a while. I believe the son of Reggie Theus.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. The former Orlando Magic, Sacramento King, small forward.
Was he on the Suns as well?
Was he?
And the Knicks? I don't know.
That's a good question. I think he was on with the Knicks early on before he became part of the expansion Magic.
I'm looking. Let's see. Bulls. He was on the Kansas City Kings before they went to Sacramento. Hawks, Magic, Nets. So never on the Knicks. No.
Oh, okay.
And never on the Suns.
Nice steal there by Kevin McGonigal.
Kevin McGonigal, a good player.
Bulls. Yeah, OBK, good call there. Yeah, that was.
That's could be a big play there. Stealing second, a Briseño single here would potentially score a run.
Jeff, I'm not. Please, Jeff says, please don't turn an apologist. I don't want Harrison fired, but this is unacceptable. The roster isn't that good. But if you think this team will be competitive when Scooble leaves, oh boy, I'm not turning an apologist whatsoever. Look, this team is what they are. All I'm trying to say is, simply put, I do not. Oh, that's a nice play by Connor Griffin. Wow, what a play! All I'm saying is this team has made significant progress. It sucks that they're in this position right now. There's no excuse for it whatsoever. Whether the trade deadline or not would have addressed those things, I don't know. That being said, yes, Harris does have the affinity for sticking to his prospects. But I'm saying is some fans are acting like the Tigers should blow it all up after 2 I don't know. That's the problem I'm having with it, Jeff, is why do we need to blow things up on such a they should trade they gotta do things differently. Don't get me wrong. But I just feel like some of this is did we not forget where we came from? That's all I'm saying.
And I think to a certain extent, fans should expect more, right? They made the playoffs last year. They're supposed to take a step forward this year. They mostly have. They just aren't winning right now. They just need to win a couple more games, and it's fine. And then get into the playoffs and see what happens. I don't know how anybody can plan for the team to just completely stop hitting. I don't know. You could go out and trade for an entirely new lineup. It doesn't mean that they're going to hit. I don't really know what. I mean, nobody said that. Hey, they did enough at the deadline, and maybe Scott Harris learns from this. But ultimately, this is a president of baseball operations who has vastly improved the team over the last couple of years. Now, if you want to give A lot of people want to give credit. They say it's all Al Avila's players. I think that's kind of ridiculous, but you can give them credit if you want. I just I don't know. Like I can't get too exercised about it because I've seen too much baseball. I've seen you remember all those years the Mets just completely collapsed down the stretch somehow. Like it's sports and weird things happen in baseball, and it's absolutely terrible when it's the team that you root for. But it happens more than you think. Now maybe not to this extent, but what we saw last year was a once in every 20, 30 year event. So this is just kind of the flip side of that coin. Unfortunately, it's why people watch sports, right? Like, because the unexpected can happen. It's the one area in life where, like, you just can't predict things.
On a more lighthearted note, from Kyle, where is it over under McGonagall comes up next year? I think he might start the year with the team. I think he has a good chance to make the team out of spring training.
Yeah, I think he'll be given every opportunity to win a job somewhere in the infield, second, third, short. If it's not him, I'm not sure who. We're assuming they're not going to re-sign Glaber. They have, and so then it's Javi Baez is probably your shortstop again, and Colt Keith. So those are and then you're looking at Jace Young and Max Anderson and Hao Yu Lee. Like, I think all those guys will be given a shot to win a job, and they'll go out and get somebody. I assume they'll go out and get a free agent at some capacity or a veteran. But I think McGonagall has as good a shot as anyone to win that job. Yeah,
and I still think that. Personally, I think he's going to be a second baseman. I just think that's in my hardest of hearts that I think he's going to be a second baseman. So,
yeah, I mean, I think that was that's been the projection for most people since he was drafted. And that's the thing. I think you can get away with him as shortstop for a while. He just needs to get a little bit more consistent, and maybe that is just not in there. And he's he doesn't have crazy physical tools like you see from Griffin or Bryce Rayner for that matter, right? Like this is not a 70 grade arm. He's not, he doesn't have insane range or anything like that. He's got enough physical ability to handle shortstop in the big leagues. Ideally, you'd have him be an above average to plus second baseman, and you have Bryce Rayner playing shortstop. But I think McGonagall could be a stopgap there for a year or two. But it may not have to happen, right? If I guess that's the ultimate choice there. Is he going to be a better defender at shortstop than Trey Sweeney and an aging Javier Baez or Zach McKinstry, right? Like those are your options. So I think he's got a pretty good shot to win the job.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, there's a lot of people in the organization that feels that he could hit at a big league level now. It's just he has to work on his fielding, and the fielding's a big part of the game.
Yeah, they when we talked to Scott Harris and we were asking him about why Andrew Navigado hadn't gotten called up ever, because he was like a 2020 season and playing all over the field, and he basically, in so many words, said when we call guys up, we want to make sure that they are major league ready on both sides of the ball, and that was kind of saying it without saying it. Like, yeah, he can't field. So we'll see. I mean, I think there's a little bit of element there with Valencia in that regard, right? Like, if he comes up, can he play big league defense anywhere?
Yeah, and there's a big part of that, and it's like the Valencia has to really kind of make sure that he gets better at first base and continues to evolve, and that's why we asked Gabe about his defense, because it was important to, every little thing that they want a complete player when they come up to Detroit. It's not. Where I think in other previous regimes, maybe it was like the Tigers, the way they drafted was like they had one guy that was a good hit tool or power tool. Like I know you've talked about this before, but they're looking for more of a complete package.
Yeah, and you hear we've heard opposing announcers talk about the change, and I understand Tigers fans do not want to hear this at all, right? They've been hearing about prospects and looking to the future forever and ever and ever, but the Tigers have done a much better job over these last few drafts in getting players who are well-rounded and going to be able to help at the big league level down the road, right? They're going to be up the middle defenders who can hit and get on base, and they have speed, and they're starting this process, right? Like we complain about Cleveland all the time because they play this sort of Cleveland brand of baseball. They've been doing that for 20 years throughout their entire system. The Tigers are just now kind of catching up to that sort of thing over the last 3 years or so.
Yeah.
It'd be nice if they could perform at the big league level. I believe, but they have been in first place since the first week of April, and they did have the best record in the American League for multiple weeks and months. It just is kind of collapsing at the wrong time.
So,
Other than
Jeff,
this record.
with a good question here. He says, 2 more questions. I'll be quiet. You can talk as much as you want, Jeff. You're good. Are the Tigers a Moneyball team now? It'll never win a championship, and I couldn't be a fan of it. And how many second basemen can a team have? He's got a point there. Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah. Well, I mean that's the thing is you could argue that the Tigers have maybe one legitimate shortstop in the minors. I think Jordan Yost has a chance to be another good shortstop, but he might also end up being a second baseman or third baseman. I think Peck can play shortstop a little bit, and Rayner is obviously the guy I was talking about, but maybe he's the third baseman down the road. So I don't know. It's hard to find shortstops. That's why they get paid a lot of money when they can hit and play defense. That was a hanger again. Oh, is that Chris Myers doing his thing?
Oh yeah, that
Yeah,
was
Chris Myers, another little diving catch. Might as well throw that up. But no, I mean, it is kind of a Moneyball thing going on, right? Like that's just kind of how every team is working now. But I keep talking about I think the Tigers want to be like Cleveland and Milwaukee. Every time people count Milwaukee out, like, oh, they lost Craig Counsell. Oh, they lost Corbin Burns. Oh, they Yelich is out for the year. They just keep winning because they've built their roster. What we see in the Tigers minor leagues is kind of like the Milwaukee big league roster, right? Guys who spray the ball all over the place. They don't strike out a ton. They have speed. They play defense. That's kind of what the Tigers are building toward down the road, at least in my opinion.
Yeah, that's what they're trying to do, and it's even Jeff. The answer that so as far as like the Iowa scored in 12 seconds, so we're getting a lot of Iowa jokes tonight from Dylan Ninja Bees.
Wait,
But,
Iowa is actually playing tonight?
the Iowa and Toledo. I think he's referring to Iowa and Toledo
Oh, Iowa Cup.
Cubs.
Oh, sorry, I thought he was talking about the Iowa Hawkeyes because they're famously bad.
Yes, their offense is atrocious.
Well, I couldn't get the Myers diving catch for some reason.
Oh, lame.
Sometimes when I try to get the video, the pause and the 15 seconds, behind and forward don't leave the screen.
That's happened to me. That happened to me yesterday, actually.
Good job, Bergner.
Yeah, good job there. And that's what struck Iowa. Oh, Iowa Rutgers. Okay, so he is talking about the Iowa Rutgers game. So Jeff, continue to answer. Are they a Moneyball team? I think the Tigers are trying to find an identity, and I know you wouldn't be a fan of that because that means they wouldn't win a championship. But I like to think that the Tigers would, like right now as it stands. I think the Tigers are looking for an identity. I know it sounds like a cheap cop out, and I'm not trying to give you a cheap cop out answer, but this is a team that has not. If they're going like Nebraska, making big trades and everything, then I think they're going away from that. I think they're trying to build themselves like Cleveland, where they have a good farm system and you have eternal like just roster turnover upon roster turnover, and or not roster turnout, having producing players that are very similar. What like Chris mentioned, there's too many Tom Verringers, not enough Alan Trammels. I just think that. Furthermore, I think that I will say this: the Tigers will be a Moneyball team if Harris doesn't get aggressive enough at the trade deadline, and that is going to be a problem. If Harris is not going to pull the trigger on a trade that put him over the top when they feel like, I don't blame him for this year. I don't think they were ready to do that, and I know a lot of people are like, oh, Roger, blah blah blah. There was not a bat out there that was going to make the difference, and even in some of the bullpen arms that have been out there, haven't been exactly world beaters either.
Yeah. No, I mean, you can make a strong argument that Finnegan was the best reliever acquired at the deadline. He's been one of the, unfortunately the injury, but no, so the thing is, until we see otherwise, we have to assume that Scott Harris is never going to make any kind of splashy signing or trade. We haven't seen anything close to that yet out of him, right? Like he's made some small trades. He seems to be a guy that wants to make as many small moves as possible. So they're not, it's less risk and less reward. But if you get a ton of those and you make the right ones, then you suddenly become an 85 to 90 win team. I think that's what he wants to do. So the trouble with that, right, is you're not going to get another Miguel Cabrera. Not that there are many of them out there, and you're not going to sign Skubal to a long-term deal, and it's going to be a bummer like that. But this is the way the modern front offices think. That's why Dave Dombrowski's kind of an old school GM now. These modern front offices think that they can kind of outsmart the game and make incremental improvements, and they're more important than the players. I think, generally speaking, is like we can. These players come and go; they're up and down. You can't predict it. So all we can do is build the best roster possible and hope that everything comes together.
Yeah, you're starting to see that with the White Sox right now too. The White Sox are still like they use their trade and they're starting to build up their farm. And as far as how many second basemen goes, lastly, Jeff, that is one thing that I will say is a little frustrating on my part sometimes to watch. I mean, every player they want to have play versatility, which is fine. But the problem is it also does create the Tigers have more infielders now they've had in the last decade, and as far as like they could have easily they could get some more better outfielders. Like outfield talent right now in the minor leagues outside of Clark is, it still needs to work. So I don't know what they're going to do with that at all. And that's where I think that Tigers could go for definitely some more right-handed power. I would love to see that. I'd love to see some more power bats. That to me would be, and then the velocity too from some of the pitchers in the minor leagues has been, like yesterday, Altoona had 2 guys yesterday for sure that are throwing 96, 98. And Erie doesn't have, I think Wash, outside of Wash, and I know I mentioned earlier that Sears hit it a couple times, but these guys are throwing 96, 97, 98 consistently.
Yeah, I mean, they had Joseph Sanchez was throwing that hard consistently, but it wasn't terribly effective, and he got hurt multiple times. There's a strange thing in the Tiger system now where, part of it, like you think about Robin Lund in his ground forces and things like that, like there's a lot of that we think about them being good at helping guys add velocity, but we haven't really seen it. Like a lot of the guys that came into the system, the young draft picks, you remember Paul Wilson came into the draft, was barely touching 90 and couldn't throw strikes. And Jank Diaz was a guy who had touched the mid 90s, and now he's sitting like 91, 92 in the minors. So I don't know if they're trying to shy away from velocity or what, but I mean, Troy Melton throws as hard as anybody in the system, and Job threw pretty hard, but yeah, it's not something that they've seemed to be emphasizing. Now, I will say Malachi Witherspoon throws pretty damn hard, so maybe there's a change of philosophy there. We'll see.
Workout said we went dumpster diving. The Twins had 2 great relievers on team control that we should have spent on, in my opinion. But it would also cost him McGonigal, Clark, or Briseño.
So yeah, Duran cost them Duno, who's a top 50 prospect, and Mick Abel, who was fringe top 100, right? So yeah, to get him, it's probably Briseño and Melton. If you're comfortable doing that, that's that's fine. I don't think Scott Harris is comfortable doing that, particularly for a reliever. I think, again, like I said, the smart move is not to trade prospects for a reliever or spend big money on an aging pitcher. What other teams can do, what the Yankees can do, and some of these other the Dodgers, they can make stupid moves that help them now because they can live with the consequences down the road. And for whatever reason, the Tigers, and you can blame Chris Ilitch if you want, the Tigers don't seem like they're going to be that sort of team that can live with these sort of mistakes down the road. Like, Javi Baez, they haven't bought him out. You could picture a team like the Mets buying him out, right? They bought out Robinson Cano a few years back. So it's just they won't take big swings, and they won't make big mistakes, hopefully. But obviously, some of the acquisitions that they pulled from the dumpster at the deadline have not worked out great.
Yeah,
and I thought Morton could have been a really nice under the radar. I really like that deal, and he's just been a disaster after those first 2 starts. And that's tough because you would hope that this organization's supposed to be good at helping pitching get better, and he's done nothing but get worse.
The term would be booty.
Yeah, you could say that, but if you don't want to use 2 syllables,
yeah, there you go. He's been ass. There you go. I mean, whatever. Okay. Yeah.
So here we are. Erie needs to get 9 more outs, and it's I believe it's still Austin Bergner out there. It'll be interesting to see who they go to after Bergner, right? Like they only used Gouache for 1 inning last night. Who also their big late inning arms? They used Magno in the first game.
So I believe it would be somebody along the lines of there's a couple guys they have that can throw some velocity. that. So I'm trying to think of their playoff roster. I saw it earlier, and let's see here. I'm trying to.
I mean, they have
Brian Breuer could probably.
Boyer and Kuhn, Calvo. Let's see,
Yeah,
Cole
they
Hep.
have. Yeah, Cole Hap could probably. Although I don't. Cole Hap got. Did he pitched the opening game? Didn't he?
He did, and he gave up a run. Yeah, it would be interesting to see if they would use Alba out of the bullpen again.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Alba, Boyer. I think it would be Boyer. We'll probably see Boyer tonight for sure.
Yeah. Blair Cavo's back there too.
Yeah, Calvo and Kuhn.
But yeah, it was last time it was weird to see Trevor Michael go out there and go 3 innings.
Yeah, I bet he hasn't done that all year. He may have never done that in his career.
Well, that's since he was at since
Oklahoma was.
Yeah, Oklahoma. Yeah.
Let me see. That's a good question. Yeah, I mean, that was interesting. But he, like you said, he did the job, right? Like
5 strikeouts too. He kept the guys really kept balance.
he's it's interesting that somebody, Colin Fields for the Whitecaps was named an All-Star, I think, right, or reliever of the year in the Midwest League, and somebody asked like, "Hey, who's this guy? What's this about?" And I tried to answer. I said, he doesn't have much of a fastball, but he really can spin the ball, and he can basically locate a curveball whenever he wants. And I think that's kind of Michael's thing, right? Like guys like that can thrive in the minor leagues because there's still enough hitters who are completely befuddled by quality breaking balls, right? Like it's just some of them can't hit them yet. Some of them never will. And so you see guys like Fields and Michael is now 28. He just turned 28 the day after my birthday.
Oh, nice.
So this is a 10th rounder from 2022. He's 28 years old. He now has, 130 games in the minors and a career 3.05 ERA in the minors with 11.2 strikeouts per 9. And there's been zero kind of talk or chatter about him ever coming up to the big leagues.
Yeah, I don't see that happening.
Oh, so you know what? He worked 3 innings 5 times this year.
Really?
That was the 5th time, twice for Toledo, and then twice more for Erie early in the year. So, shows what I know. Trevin.
He was a closer at Oklahoma, wasn't he?
Probably. Yeah, I think so. Lieutenant Frank Trevin. Trevin.
Jeff says, hard to get excited about a team that won't add stars. Definitely inspired me not to spend more money in the future. Too bad. I love baseball, but I'm no sucker.
Well, okay. But who were the big free agent stars that the 1984 Tigers signed?
Darrell Evans.
Did they sign him or did they trade for him?
They signed him.
Yeah. Was he a big star at that point? He was like 38 years old.
Yeah, he was kind of it was a big deal because I think he was only one of the first Tiger free agent signers. They signed. Yeah.
Now trading Jason Thompson or Steve Kemp, I'm sorry, was pretty big. That was kind of a gutsy move, right?
Yeah.
But that was that great. The last championship run for the Tigers was built internally. It really was, right? Like Tram, Lou. Now you can't count on having a bunch of Hall of Famers come up, but like it not signing a bunch of big players doesn't mean that you can't be good. That's one of the things that I think Tigers fans got used to, right? They got used to Mike Ilitch going out and spending $200 million on Prince Fielder and Miguel Cabrera, and it's fun, and I agree. Like it's a great way to drum up excitement, but it doesn't guarantee you wins any more than building a strong farm system does. There are multiple ways to win. The key is to just go win, and the Tigers were doing that for the most part this year, and then they stopped. That is the problem. Like when you fall off a building, the falling part is fine. It's the stopping part that gets you. And so I would suggest the Tigers start flapping their wings.
Yeah, it was the 87 year, Kevin, where he hit was that 87 where he did that 40 home runs and
yeah, he was 40 in 87. I think he was probably 37 in 84.
Yeah.
Yeah, if the Tigers want to go out and sign Justin Turner, like I guess that would be the equivalent. I don't know. To Kyle's point, yes, just win. They have enough talent, had enough talent to win 85 games to this point. they just need to figure out a way to win. Maybe stop giving up 6 runs in the first 2 innings.
Yeah. Chris has become a fortune cookie.
Hey, I got a, what's funny? I got a DM today. This is the first time this has ever happened to me. Some random person DM'd me and told me I was an effing idiot. And I opened it up to me and I'm like, this is interesting. And it said, and you have been for 10 years. And it was a screenshot of my tweet about JD Martinez from 2014. I was like, oh, okay. Well, thank you. So, can't win them all.
I love how they called you an idiot because you pinned your own tweet about your own mistake. So that makes sense.
I don't care. I don't care. It may have been somebody just having fun, or somebody who's, like I said, I don't care if people complain.
Yeah, Twitter X has become a very cesspool-like thing, and so I mean,
well,
I was called a selfish asshole. I was called a somebody. It was a YouTube comment that it struck me as odd because I thought it was funny. I'm a selfish asshole or something like that. So
yeah, I shouldn't have written that about you. No, like it's funny. Yeah. When people start sending you angry messages, you've made the big time for sure. No, I think there's this weird thing where if you turn off like Twitter and you don't go online, and you kind of ignore the news or ignore everybody complaining about stuff, you actually feel better. And like if you just go around and talk to your neighbors for the most part, you would you wouldn't get into many arguments, because people in general, when we're in face to face, aren't usually that big of jerks. So I would just recommend more of that. One of those days of Roar fans, yeah, probably they want more Gorash, but I have actually predicted the future. Unfortunately, twice in the last couple of days, where I predicted that Troy Melton was going to give up a home run to Jose Ramirez because Tigers pitchers always do that, right, when they first face him.
Yeah.
And then I said that Morton was going to give up a home run to Acuna today. But I thought it would be on a hanging curveball, and I was just hoping there would be nobody on base. But in any event.
Yeah. So right now, we got a runner on second here. Mitch Jebb at the plate, the Michigan State product here, 3-1 count. And
tough hitter to strike out.
Yeah.
And he's liable to put the ball in play and get this run home.
Hey, Tim, thanks for tuning in, by the way. Appreciate that. By the way, shout out to you, Tim, one of the best softball coaches in Downriver. His daughter is a good softball player for, I believe, Trenton. And
nice.
Tim has done a really good job of cultivating some talent in the Downriver area. Just a really good guy, fantastic guy. I actually worked. He was over with us at Cave Radio. So.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. So Tim's good people, and shout out to Tim.
It's hard to believe that was like 10 years ago when I was doing that.
Yeah, that's how we met.
Yeah.
Cave Radio. So.
There you go.
I like.
Good job, Big Day.
George Carlin had a great line about Chris. The closer you are to someone, the quieter you say, "This guy's an asshole."
Yeah, it's just true, right? Like, I think for the most part, and there are always assholes in real life. There are people who are just jerks. We've all run across them, but I think for the most part, even people you might disagree with fervently on everything. Like if it's just you two hanging out, it's a lot easier to try to figure out. Hey, nice play, Mendoza.
Yeah, Mendoza.
It's easier and less uncomfortable if you figure out something that you can agree about. And I honestly think most people agree about like 95% of things.
Yeah, I agree.
It's just that last 5% that everybody yells about.
Yeah, and social media amplifies it really loudly.
Because that's all people talk about.
Yeah.
That's why, like years ago, I made the decision to basically only talk about baseball on social media because it's oh, there you go.
Thanks for the $9.99 there.
Thank you, okay, yeah.
Exquisite.
The Bregman.
Yeah, that would have been more enjoyable had Bregman actually signed. And that's the one, that's the one area Brandon talks about this, right? Like Ilitch was willing to spend money. Scott Harris was trying to get Alex Bregman, but they had their firm stopping point and they wouldn't go above that. And that's the difference, right? Like that's the difference between Dabrowski and Scott Harris. Because that, they were offering him 6 years and $170 million. What was it?
Yeah. So, like
157, something like that. Like it was a big contract. And that was, Bregman wanted more and they would not move on that. And, take your pick. Do you want the GM who will budge on that and doesn't spend or doesn't worry, or you want the GM who's going to stand firm? I I honestly don't know what would be better.
Yeah.
So
No, and at the mention too. I mean, it was just the Boston deal. I mean, he's going to be a free agent. He has an player option after this year. So
yeah, I assume he's going to opt out.
yeah.
So go. Harris stays firm. You know how he does that. Blue Chew, ladies and gentlemen. Let's. Do we still have what was it, the delete me?
Yeah, we still have the delete me thing. Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't done that.
Oh, that's gonna be when we're renewing that. That's gonna be live again Monday. So that's gonna be we're gonna do the delete me app thing again because it was like 1 week and then a week off. Then we're gonna do it again. So, but yeah, thanks for the donations. By the way, thank you for everybody who's donated this year. It's made our trip to Erie and all over the minor leagues possible. It would have been nice to go to Arizona Fall League, but with not having a job and now starting a new job, I just did not feel comfortable asking people for money for that too. So,
Speaking of Eastern Michigan, Justin Mice is pitching right now. He is from Eastern Michigan.
oh, the guy for Altoona.
The guy who's pitching right now, yeah, he was Pirates 10th. I knew I recognized the name, and I looked it up. And yeah, drafted in 10th round in 2021 out of EMU. Justin Mice.
You know what? Real quick, I wish they would still stick with the Hurons. The Hurons is such a cool name, and
Yeah, I mean, that's. I grew up in Ypsilanti before I went to school there. I grew up there for the first 10 and a half years of my life. Then we moved away, and then I went there for college. And they were the Hurons, and that's all people did. And I don't know. It's the name of the river. It's the name of a tribe. I don't know if there was a tribe. I feel like the Hurons were actually in like upstate New York, but I don't know. Whatever. Like, yeah, I wouldn't care so much if they had picked something other than Eagles.
yeah, the most generic damn name out there.
Like, why not go emus, right? Like,
yeah,
that, learn from minor league baseball. You'd sell a ton of merch as the emus.
yeah.
But whatever.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's really look at that. Paddock, nice line there from Kevin. 4 innings, 1 hit ball. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just the way it's going, right? Like, Paddock moves to the bullpen. You keep Morton in the rotation. Morton has the worst start ever, and Paddock is out here shoving. But obviously, things get different when you're up 6-0. Hitters kind of, I don't know, they don't necessarily always add on. Look, there's Gouache, I think, in the bullpen.
Yeah, and Andrew Magna was also warming up as well.
Oof.
So, that was
There's that
swing.
That's the one pitch you can still get max clock out on pretty consistently. Oh, there we go. We spoke too soon. Ha-Sung Kim with a 2-run homer.
Yeah. Oh, where is
What's
it?
the run differential at these days?
How much more we gotta lose?
Yeah, how much you want us to
Been
lose?
losing for 20 years.
Yeah, that's solid. So, yeah. Tigers are still
What an
plus 87.
asshole.
Sorry.
Before today, the Tigers had a better run differential than the Blue Jays
Really?
today, heading into today. Plus 87 compared to plus 83. And of course, the Cleveland, their run differential is still in the negatives.
How about that?
So none of it makes any sense, but here we are. And there's, fortunately, Max Clark not coming through here. But just got to get 6 more outs. If you're Erie, figure out a way to do it.
I think they'll get it done. Oh, that was a nice pitch.
Yeah, I mean, he's Justin Mice is kind of their Trevin Michael, right? He can spin the ball and what's that?
Corey said that he still will because Scherzer gave up 7 runs in the first inning tonight. Oof. Yeah.
Well, nice. That's unfortunate. Oh yeah, the Royals are up 7-1. Mariners are up 1-0 early over the Astros. Cleveland is up 2-0 in the first over Minnesota.
Thanks, Twins. Thanks. Appreciate
Let's
it.
see. Stephen Kwan single.
Shocker.
Angel Martinez strikeout. Jose Maria walk. Manzardo fly out. Bo Naylor single. Yep, so
Death by 1,000 cuts. Death by 1,000 cuts.
yeah, just got to win a couple baseball games, Tigers. That's not that hard, but apparently it is.
Ha-Sung Kim is in. Cody Saberhagen tweeted this out. Hitting 327 in his first 15 games. Is brave.
And didn't they just grab him off waivers?
Yep.
Yeah. Now, that's the funny thing about that, though, is it's obviously like, the the Tigers couldn't have got him because it goes in reverse order of standings. And you give the Braves credit, man. They kept grabbing people off waivers. They were out of it, and they just kept trying to get some players, get better. Maybe Ha-Seong Kim is a key part of their team next year. If they, I don't know if they. I thought he had an opt out in his deal, but I don't know. Because remember a bunch of Tigers fans wanted him too. He seemed like an interesting option.
Yeah, I do recall that there was Was that the one that had a large retainer fee too when they signed him?
I don't remember. He was originally with the Padres, right?
Yeah.
And he was a free agent, and he's just been injured a lot this year. I think only 40 games.
I couldn't remember if there was I was wondering it was a Korean player that they signed, they got money. They gave some money to the organization up front from Korea. Like, how they do with Japanese leagues, with
Well, you used to have to pay. I don't remember what it was. You could pay a certain. You had to be the highest bidder. Now I think it's 20 million.
Okay.
Like a flat 20 million fee, depending on.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, Justin Mice can spin it. That's John Peck.
Yeah.
Strikes out swinging. So we've got the Seawolves have 3 hits tonight, but they've made them count so far.
Yeah.
And really, that all started. The second and third run started after Jake Holton took that pitch that may have been a strike.
Yeah, boy. Yep. They McKinstry in the hill for the 9th.
All things considered, five innings and 2 runs is about all you can hope for from Paddock. That's basically like his best start he made for the Tigers this year, right? I think his first start.
But the bats, Richard Gouache is coming in to start the 8th inning. So, look, the bat's got to do the bat. The bat's got to hit, and it's as simple as that. And if they're not going to do that, then it doesn't matter.
Yeah, we're talking 2 runs over their last 3 games.
Yeah.
5 hits today. They haven't really even they haven't walked. They've had 5 hits, no walks. So they are 0 for 1 with runners in scoring position today. They haven't threatened at all. They could put McKinstry on what's the run? You have to be up. Is it 8 runs or 6 runs? I don't remember the rule.
What, the old Little League rule?
No, the MLB rule to have a position player pitch.
That's a good question.
The game is in extra innings. The team is trailing by at least 8 runs, or if the team is leading by 10 runs in the 9th inning or later. So they have to give up another run for McKinstry to pitch.
All right. So
or anybody else.
Yeah, thanks, Corey, for that information. It's much appreciated.
Yeah, that was an attempt to stop some teams from, I think the Tigers were among the teams doing that, where it'd be like a 5-run game or whatever, and they were just like, screw it. But Bryce Elder is done. Bryce Elder of the what was his ERA heading into today?
5.56.
Yeah, 7 innings of 1-run ball. So
as expected.
And tomorrow is Joey Wentz, right?
The Joey Wentz revenge tour continues.
And then Spencer Strider on Sunday.
Yeah, a clean shaven Spencer Strider, by the way. There's no more mustache.
Got to try something. But not ideal. Not ideal. Tigers are not playing very good baseball right now, and that's why they've lost a whole bunch of games.
Yeah, and they are really pitching around Connor Griffin here. They have been avoiding him at all costs.
Well, it's a good idea for the most part. Although they walked him to start the game, that wasn't great, and he came around to score. And we've seen Wash. He pitches really well most of the time. He has had a couple games where it kind of eludes him, and he loses it.
It's really when he can't get his slider, when he can't get his grip on his slider going, that's where he struggles the most. I think he's a really good job of establishing his fastball, but his slider is very inconsistent. But he's a guy who I really liked the signing. They signed him out of the Mexican League, the former, who was a Nationals prospect, and he had good numbers, but never, for whatever reason, got consideration. He was a former starter with the Nationals for a while, and then just went and sought to get better elsewhere and get some better money, and I don't blame him. So Gouache is I actually asked Ryan Garkle about him, and they said one of his spotters, or one of his checkers, or whatever the term is, saw him pitch, and they thought it would be a good idea.
It was one of the analysts, right? And Wash actually started with Oakland, I think.
It was Oakland. I'm sorry, yes, in Oakland. Then he went to the Nationals. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Nationals was the last team he pitched in, and I guess we did see him pitch in Lansing. at one point.
Yeah, I don't recall if we did or not. Yeah, 2021 we did.
Yeah,
Yep. There you go, Connor Griffin.
there it is. He is
Um,
a dangerous hitter.
yeah, it's kind of wild. He's not even 19 and a half. There are players who were drafted this year who are older than that.
I remember when I was doing 19 and a half. Absolutely buckus compared to what Connor
Yeah,
Griffin. No.
I think I was passed out in a Windsor hotel room.
So was I, actually.
Yeah.
There was a night in Windsor where, see, that's a nice piece of hitting there. Just got
Man. He threw him like 6 consecutive breaking balls. I was hoping that, hey, maybe try to run the fastball past him, but
yeah.
he's a talented player. I would not expect him to steal here, but I don't know. I guess
I think they're going to try attempt to. I think they've been running on Briseño quite a bit, so
I would just think, with the tying run at the plate, you wouldn't even want to risk it, but who knows? Like maybe you want to try to go for one run here and another later. And I don't know how Gouache's move is compared to. It doesn't look terribly quick, so we'll see. He said 65 steals and I think 77 attempts.
Ooh. So let's see if we can get ahead of the count here. He's down 1-0. Yeah, Gouache is a good. It was a good pickup by Erie. Helped him give him another veteran in the bullpen.
Yeah, I think the issue with him is that the fastball is just kind of straight, right? And even though the breaking ball is kind of like 3 pitches in one, like he can change the shape of it, and sometimes it's more like a curve, sometimes it's like a slurve. That was like a cutter right there. I guess you can just kind of eliminate one pitch and wait on the fastball, or react to the fastball because it's not going to blow you away. But I don't know. He has been a very good addition for them, that's for sure.
Yeah. See here. Oh,
that one had a little onside run. It was a little outside, I think. But yeah, it's getting tense in Erie. Look at the capacity crowd. Where's everybody? What else are you going to do?
high school. It's high school football.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, big high school. There's a
that one. That was like a little frisbee slider that popped over the corner at the last second. So 1 out. That's a big out. Now you got Samillo up. Samillo, I think he was their leading RBI man this year. Samillo, 71 RBIs this season, all in Altoona, 20 home runs. This is a big bat to get out if they can. Oh, front door cutter-ish breaking ball. Now give him the oh, that's a good effort so far. Give him the big loopy one.
the big loopy slider he has, that short, kind of like a short slider. Oh, there it is. Nice. He throws 4 pitches, so because he has a starter arsenal to him. So
what does he have, a changeup? I've never seen him throw a changeup.
he has 2 types. He has a fastball, 2 types of sliders.
Yeah.
And
So I guess that was I was considering his breaking ball. I guess it is probably like 3 different breaking balls. I was saying it seems like 3, but I guess it's supposed it is 3. Yeah, and like there's enough to, but just the fastball. I don't think it's we would not allow such small crowds in West Michigan. Well, you know what? I mean, I was there for Game 1 of the championship series, and I don't even know if they got 4,000 in Grand Rapids. They that stadium can hold 8,000 plus, because that was a Sunday. That was an NFL Sunday / church or whatever, and it was hot and sunny. So, not to say, and Erie shows up. They had the biggest crowd ever, right, for the first Moon Mammoths game.
Yeah, they had a really that was a crowd where they had a line wrapped around a block to get into the stadium for that. That was crazy. That was one of those. That was probably the biggest crowd I've seen at any minor league game in my entire life, and that was the biggest crowd I've definitely seen in Erie. But Erie, I will say this, is that with their high school football, they cherish it quite a bit. There's Fred Bittlinkoff, the former Raider receiver. There's a really nice field. Like they have he's got a high school. I think a high school.
Oh, where was
come
that?
on!
Where was that pitch?
That was some BS.
Yeah, Paul Sewald coming in for the Tigers in the 9th. So It is. It literally is all pitchers who were acquired in the trade today. You know what would be a bummer is like they got him from Cleveland, right? Oh, geez. Well, that's going to get Griffin to third.
What happened there? Was it a wild pitch or?
It was. Oh, did it hit him? I didn't think that hit him.
I didn't think I hit him either.
Hold on, let's see.
They didn't hit him at all.
I don't think it hit him at all. Are they saying it hit his elbow? Wild pitch by Richard Grosh, Connor Griffin to second. Yeah, I don't think that hit him at all.
No.
The question is though, like that ball went very wild. I would think that Griffin would have gotten on a third pretty easily.
Let's see here. I don't think it hit him.
No, it didn't.
You sold it like it did, though. Yeah, you go back. Haha.
Yeah, no. So he can stay at second. Well, got a pretty big pitch here. You don't want to bring the go-ahead run to the plate in the form of Esmeralda Valdez.
Yeah, who's been hitting a hot stick. And Altoona's been arguing. I'm kind of tired of Andy Fox arguing every single thing. Like,
I think.
Go ahead.
The one thing you can count on is every manager at every level coming out to argue if a call that was in their favor gets overturned. You could just count on it every time. That happened in West Michigan too with and then he walked him anyway. With Tony Capicelli, there was a call of catcher interference, and they originally called it a foul ball, and then they changed it to catcher interference, and he came out and argued with him, and that's just what you do as an ump, I think, or as a manager. But yeah, Wash is getting himself in trouble here.
He's a big SOB. Yes, he is. Oh, not even close. Man.
Yeah, mound visit. Oh, and Seawall gives up a single to Jurickson Profar on a 3-2 count. Single on a sweeper.
Walter, I hope that it's not the case. I hope it's not just the minor league playoffs this year. I hope it's a big league playoff appearance.
Yeah, well, I mean, it would be like what I keep saying, if it's a collapse, it'll be an all-time memorable one, at least. You can always remember the 2025 season as being the worst ever. But, yeah, they just got to go out and win a couple games. Don't give up 6 runs in the first 2 innings. Score more than 1 run. They've done it many times this year. They have to remember that, I think. I don't know. They were a pretty good baseball team. But I don't know. Yeah, maybe they'll never win again. But
that would be a collapse like the '64 Phillies, which lost 10 in a row. Yeah.
So we've got a pretty huge situation here in Erie, though. This is the most high leverage point in the entire game so far, for sure. 1 out, 2 men on for Altoona. Tie a go-ahead run at the plate. An extra base hit ties the game. A home run puts Altoona ahead. Richard Wash needs to dig deep here and figure out a way to get a couple outs.
Yeah, Valdez is going to be sitting looking for a fastball, too. Valdez is a very good, can crush the fastball pretty easily. So we'll see what they come up with here.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's Wash, so you got to. Oh, they actually went with a fastball. That was pretty well located, I thought.
Yeah. That was some right on it, too.
Yeah, even if they make the playoffs, I'm not excited. You can be right, but then what if they win in the playoffs? Like everybody gets excited every time the Lions make the playoffs, no matter what, right? Like,
yeah,
you make the playoffs, you're giving yourself a chance. They've got to do it now. Like I thought it was a foregone conclusion.
Yeah,
it seems kind of odd now, but yeah, like I'm not. Listen, I don't mean to be a jerk about that. Problematic. You can feel any way you want to about the season. I think anytime a team makes the postseason, you should feel pretty good about it. Even if it's that one year when the Pistons made the postseason with Blake Griffin and got swept in like 3 games. It felt fake, but there you go. 1 out.
Nice job there. Get him.
And Clark. Clark kept the runner at second.
So
one more big out to get here, and it's Eliezer Alfonso's brother.
I was going to say, I wonder if they're going to bring a lefty in for this, if they're going to bring in
Magno.
Yeah.
It looks like it, yeah. But mound visit.
All right.
And then after Alfonso is Hendry, who is a right-handed.
Yeah, there we go.
This is just a one. You're out here trying to get and Omar Alfonso hit 243 this year with 14 home runs
And how do you do against lefties?
between Greensboro and Altoona. Only 3 home runs in Altoona in 49 games. Hit 218. So let's take a look. Omar Alfonso. No, Eliezer Alfonso is a switch hitter. Omar is just left, and he is 22. And how did he hit against lefties this year? I'm looking, and it was 279 with 3 home runs. Hit better against lefties by a significant margin than he did against right-handed pitching this year. Hit 233, 718 OPS against righties, 279, 862 OPS against lefties. So we'll see. The one thing you always worry about with Magno is throwing strikes.
Yeah.
It's kind of inconsistent with him at times. Now he's another guy with when his breaking ball is on, he can get anybody out, but it's a toughie.
Yeah.
So yeah. 1 out for Seawald so far. And 2-2 count here against Acuna. Let's see if he can. This is the sort of right-handed hitter you want him to try to to get out. It also looks like he got squeezed on a strike. Like I said, if people can fan any way they want to, if they want to, if you want to accept nothing but championships, that's fine. I get it. That's kind of like the New York mentality, right?
Yeah. The Yankee mentality is that they're expected to win, and they brag about their 27 World Series. So
it's certainly a lot more fun when the teams win, and
yeah,
it would be nice if they didn't have an epic collapse. But you got to go get them tomorrow.
Yeah, you have to take advantage of a Joey Wentz start. So, Magno has been. This is his second straight postseason appearance with Erie. Sorry, it's third. This is third, I believe. Yeah, it's his third season with them. So, yeah, Lakeland and West Michigan are winners. Yeah, they are. They did it, and they.
Yeah, I know that's cold comfort for most Tigers fans. It's exciting if you care about those cities and those teams, and if you're somebody who cares about the organization as a whole. But nice. Sewell got Acuna swinging, so that's what you want him for. You can take a little bit of solace in that.
Walter, I you know what? I that's a great point. If they could just you want improvement from the year before. You're continuous improvement. And that's what you want, that playoff. You want that playoff. You want that to get them to get there and do something with it. So that's what that's the hope here. It's just
Yeah. It's just crazy how it's gone from like, hey, get that top seed, hey, get that bye, to hey, get in, please.
Yeah, for the love of God. Looks like a chopper to second there. Oh, nice play. Oh, nice play. Nice play.
That was a little iffy, but they got the play. Like, I think McGonigal probably should have gone to second, and so Mendoza could have tossed it to him.
See here.
That could have been like interference.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's what you're saying. Yeah.
Like, it wouldn't shock me if Andy Fox is out there arguing with me again. Boy, and there's a 2-run homer from Drake Baldwin. So Sewald.
That was the best dump of my career.
So they could bring in McKinstry now if they want to get the final out. So yeah, once again, I think the pitchforks will be out for Scott Harris.
I think he's going to be just fine. I think he's going to be just fine.
Sorry, I was trying to have to play that again. I played that in an ironic way.
And the Twins strand 2 men on. It's still down 2-0. Yeah, it sucks to have to rely on other teams to win your battles for you. Yeah. That's why you should probably win baseball games when you can. But there you go. We'll be down there tomorrow and see if the team can figure something out. Maybe I'll have to go down and give them a pep talk.
Where cow? All right, cool. Good to know.
What? Oh, it's going to be...
You'll be down there.
Oh, in Erie?
Yeah.
Sweet. Good work.
Yeah. hopefully we'll see you out there, man.
Let's go Seawolves. Yeah, Seawolves need 3 more outs. 3 more outs, and they will have made the championship for the 4th consecutive season.
Yeah, which is no AA Tiger affiliate has done that since the 70s. So actually, the last team to do it in the Eastern League was Harrisburg. They won 4 straight titles from
Oh, yeah.
1996 to 1999, and those
Yeah,
were
we talked about that. Those were the Expos teams, right?
yeah, those were really good Expos teams. That so this is a kind of watch. It's really cool to watch the history of that because at least we have some solace in that. I know the Tigers losing 10-1 sucks. It sucks. It really, really, really sucks.
Yeah, and Seawald just walked Albie, so he's probably done 28 pitches. Not a terribly memorable and impressive Tigers debut. You'd hope that maybe he could figure it out. Yeah, Sam is by himself because Greg is doing the Tigers tomorrow, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So Gainey had to come into Detroit. And that's it for Seawald. So we are going to get to... It's got to be McKinstry, right? Or Rogers?
Yeah.
It's got to be McKinstry because they wouldn't... Rogers is catching.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Sam. Yeah. We're gonna be Robert. Just so you're tuning in for the first time, we're gonna be doing and welcome. We're gonna be doing an end of season conversation. We're gonna do a lot of things. We're gonna be doing awards. We're gonna be doing we're doing this anniversary team. The
quarter century team.
Yeah, we're doing a best quarter century team. So that's gonna be best minor league team. We're gonna figure out how to structure that, but each affiliate is gonna have the best team of the players that have come through the minor leagues. So it's going to be, we're trying to figure out how that goes, but there's going to be a lot of extra bonus content, regular, and then for our Patreon people that are paid wall people, there's going to be, So, but Scott Harris said that all these guys would be great and be cheap. Remember? Yeah. I
don't remember him saying that. What did he say?
He said that Scott Harris said these guys would be great and be cheap. I don't remember him saying that necessarily, but
I don't.
The bottom line is this: the players that they have cultivated are not getting it done right now, and it just again that they've won 85 games, they've gotten this far. What's going on right now? I have no idea. But it is
you got a solo home run from Torkelson tonight. You got a gift triple to Meadows apparently. Riley Green hasn't done anything. Kerry Carpenter hasn't done anything. Gleyber Torres hasn't done anything. Dylan Dingler is not playing. McKinstry, like I said, you don't necessarily expect McKinstry, Rogers, and Baez to continue playing well, but it's the core of your team isn't performing. There's not a whole lot you could do. You could have gone out and traded, like I said, a whole bunch of people and gotten more bats, and maybe things would have gone differently. But maybe you go out and I talked about it before. Like you go out and you look at what top-notch starting pitching was moved in the deadline. Who was the big name? It was Shane Bieber.
Oh, thank you for clearing that up. He said he was yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Flashy moves often generate the headlines. They're not always the most effective moves, but yeah. I mean that is a kind of classic GM nonsense, right? Just like as we don't have a Scooble timeline, right? Like, yeah, you very clearly do. Like you're good. This is a 6-war pitcher that you're just going to lose. You got to figure something out. But meanwhile, McGonigal with a leadoff walk. I would be curious if he tries to steal again. Go out and squeeze one more run.
How is the other Alfonso as a catcher? I mean,
I haven't. I can check real quick. They stole on him earlier. But let's see. And I don't think you want to throw fastballs to Briseño. So I feel like they're going to be throwing a bunch of breaking balls. But I don't know. Remember earlier when he got up to Erie, it was like they're beating him with fastballs.
Yeah, he's been catching up on fastballs better. It's just the waist up, yeah.
So Omar Alfonso this year has caught 26% of runners. Yeah. So about average. No, listen, So the way we treat baseball executives, right? We treat them like they make every single move. Like they're the guys pouring over, figuring out every single minor leaguer they add and every draft pick and every trade acquisition and stuff. And that's not the case, right? But they're the face of the
Oh man, you get that ball.
franchise.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
They're the face of the franchise, so they get all the credit and all the blame. That's part of the job, right? That's why they get paid so well. So I have no problem with people blaming Scott Harris if you want to. I don't know what good that does anybody. They just need to play better. Like they need their best players to actually play well, and that's not happening other than Skubal. And to a certain extent, like we said, Mize and Flaherty pitched pretty damn well against Cleveland, all things considered. The offense just has disappeared. Hey, Jace Young. We're getting a Jace Young at bat. Jake Holton. Geez, another
Towering ball. Yeah.
yeah. So the foul territory is strange in this ballpark. It's basically like there's like a foot. There's a little bit of foul territory kind of by home plate, and then when you get near, third base and first base, it gets really, really narrow, and then it expands a ton because that's where the bullpens are. They, I think, ultimately they'd love to have bullpens that aren't on the field.
Yeah.
They try to hide them as best they can, but they are still on the field of play.
Kind of reminds me of the Oakland A's.
Yeah.
Bit.
Or old, wasn't Wrigley like that back in the day?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They in the 70s they used to be like that before they extended the seats, I believe, or what was it? Before they changed where the bullpens were.
But they're really Justin Mice, pretty good job.
Right or wrong, this is from Corey. Right or wrong, I just feel like Harris, to some people, isn't great with his quotes in the media, and that just compounds the frustration with the actual roster decisions. Look, Corey, I'll just say this. There's a lot of people in the media that are frustrated with Harris. And,
everything that the Tigers have been kind of locked down as an organization, right? Like everything's hush-hush. It's hard to get information on anybody. Everything's treated like a national secret. Just the way he's choosing to run the organization. We know Hinch is like that anyway, right? Like Hinch won't let his coaches talk to the media. There's kind of this air of secrecy about everything. And it's frustrating for everybody. But again, nobody cares if you win games. And
Jace Young strikes out on a foul tip.
A foul tip, yeah. He like they said, they they were in first place for most of the year. And they're just having this epic collapse because their best players who were playing well all year have stopped playing well. And I guess you could say not all year, right? Maybe if you go back to July, they've been playing mediocre baseball since then.
Yeah.
They were a very good team earlier in the year. They were winning a lot of games. They could have made some moves. They didn't. And this is what's happening.
And we're going to continue to call it the way we see it. The minor leagues have gotten significantly better. That is, for people that have been watching us or listening to us for last 5-6 years, we've come a long way since the days of, Nick. God, what's his name now? I'm trying to the second baseman or the third baseman they drafted out of Arizona. Why am I drawing a blank on his name all of a sudden? Nick Quintana. Nick Quintana. Like we've come a long way since the Nick Quintana days and all that. However, it doesn't. No one's going to give a crap about the minors if the big league club isn't going to execute. So trust me, folks.
Yeah, that's. Yeah, we could post highlights of spectacular minor league plays, and somebody say, "Who cares? Win at the big league." Like, I get it. Yeah. Like that's the ultimate goal.
Yeah.
But again, they were doing that a lot, and then they just stopped. And I don't know. There's something else going on here, right? Like it's not suddenly like, oh, Scott Harris, you blew it. You didn't accurately predict that they were going to stop winning baseball games in the final 2 weeks of the season. Like he could have done more. And if they don't make the playoffs or if they lose the division, then absolutely all the blame, you give them all the blame, but some of it's on the players and some of it's on Hinch too, right? Like
right.
It's a total team and something has gone wrong and they just got to figure out a way to fix it. And that's it. The game's over. They lose 10-1. And again, 5 hits. Two from Torres.
What we gotta lose?
Yeah, how much you want us to lose?
We're losing for 20 years.
No, it's the thing that really kind of you're right. The minors do matter for sure, but when I see people block the account because they don't want to see the minor league clips. I'm just like kind of puzzled by that. Like, there's a couple people that have done that. Like, I don't care about the minors. All right, then don't follow us, but
Yeah,
don't
no,
don't
do what
I
you
don't
got to
give
do.
it. Yeah, if that helps you sleep at night, great. Okay, cool. But I've seen it's really weird visceral for it. But but as we two said, yeah, it's like they just like to keep it close to avoiding controversy about them, just like the womanizing scandal. Try to keep that hush hush also to a degree. So
No, there's been a lot of awful things in the Tigers front office going back to, you remember when they brought in who was that catcher that they brought in who had a domestic violence issue?
the guy that was in Tampa,
Yeah, and in Oakland too, I think. Yeah, like I wish I could tell you that, like, oh, the the Tigers are really backward and they're the only team like this. Unfortunately, it's just about everybody in the organization or in the industry and a lot of other industries too. And the Tigers need to be much better about all this. And that
Thank
was
you.
kind of a damning report. Derek Norris, yes.
Yeah, thank you, Corey.
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of bad things going on, but like I don't think any corporation is going to be super upfront about all the bad things that are happening in their company. That's just not the way things work.
Thank you, we too. We appreciate it, and it's like I said, we're gonna call a spade, and we're gonna continue to do that. And so that means there's I like to think that we're objective and we like to call things the way we are, the way we see it, and we'll never change our philosophies on that. And if that means that one day that Scott Harris gets mad at us because we're critical about it and he doesn't want to come back on the podcast, so be it.
Yeah, I mean, I like to think we try to be fair to everybody involved. Like I said, Magno's out here to get the final 3 outs of the game. Like the Tigers are clearly not playing well, and that's got to fall on somebody. But joy in Cleveland.
Yeah, right now the order is Henry, Gonzalez, and Rivias are the scheduled hitters for Altoona. So
yeah, final 3 outs. Erie 3 outs away from, as we said, making the championship series for the 3rd consecutive season. Magno is, I don't know. He's been one of the longest tenured Seawolves as well. Like we'd have to talk to Tom Riesenweber, right? He's like the great beat writer there in Erie. He keeps track of all the stats, and he would say like, "Oh, and this is tell us how many appearances Magno has had."
Yeah, no, and you're right. We too. It's important to understand all aspects, all sides of an issue. To be honest about it, and don't BS people about it. That's the way I've done things with this, and the way we've done our website with the rankings, for example. Like just it's funny when we argued with JJ Cooper to a certain extent. You can find that on Patreon if you're a paid member, wondering why a certain player was ranked a certain way, and then having a kind of a good conversation about it. And that's the way to go. It's question everything, but just
you can be highly critical, I think, as long as you're respectful about it and say like, hey, these decisions you made have not worked out. They were bad decisions. You need to fix this. You need to figure out. I think honestly, like the Tigers, they need to. If we're talking Scott Harris,
nice.
Gassed him up. Wyatt Henry, get out. Sit down here. GFU. Wait, no, GFY. No, the Tigers, they need to stop it with signing these older starters, right, to the 1-year deal. Didn't work with Maeda, didn't work with Cobb. Probably need to rethink that. They need to figure out a better approach to the trade deadline because this kind of shotgun approach this year, Finnegan has ended up great. Other than that, what did you get? And I think they need to figure out something in the minor leagues. We've talked about this, and it's something that if we talk to Garco or Harris, I mean, they're not going to give us an answer really, but it's like, I'm just curious how you go about, 1 out away, how you go about, figuring out if you're doing something wrong, because they've had so many pitching injuries.
Yeah.
It's like, are we doing something wrong, or is this just the nature that pitching is terrible for you? Are we doing something wrong with the draft, or something wrong with the development? But I don't know.
Let's get Sam on the last call here. For everybody.
1 out away for Erie.
Javier Rivas, the last hope for the Curve, a right-hand batter. The first pitch home. Swing and a miss, strike one. Up to 96 for Magno.
I like what we two said here. They just need to stop stressing me so much. I'm old.
Can you feel it?
Just go win.
Yeah.
You know.
Nobody seated at UPMC Park. Magno. 0-1. Rivas just missed low with a fastball.
It's very tense here in
26
Erie.
outs collected. One more to get.
That's a guy that
The 1-1.
batted 100 in the series.
Just missed again with a fastball.
Yeah, his swing.
Rivas
He's
1 for 3. A soft
it's a
single
long
back in
swing,
the
kind
fifth.
of like Lorenzo. They got these long swings.
Batting
And they
Mitch
have a hard
Jebb
time
on
catching
deck,
up with
Connor
anything.
Griffin behind him.
Magno can get up to 96, 97 too. Good on his back
Yeah,
pocket.
occasionally. A lot of times it's more like 92, 93. But yeah, he
2
like
balls,
obviously
1
there's a lot of
strike.
adrenaline here.
Magno to Rivas.
You know, back in the day, we
Just
had him as a
missed away with
prospect.
a
We thought he had a
slider. Good
chance.
miss
You know,
low.
you don't often see lefties
Now
with
it's
this kind of arm
3-1.
slot and breaking ball, but every time he got up to AAA, it just didn't work out terribly well.
He struck out Hendry. He got Gonzalez to ground out. The 3-1. Rivas lines it to center field. The curver alive.
Smoked
It's a
that.
base hit.
Yeah,
Max
he
Clark
fisted that in the
retreats to
center.
play it in and hold Rivas to a single.
So now you got the tying run at the plate
Blistered that
in the form of
baseball.
Mitch
Ready for a
Jebb.
3-1 fastball.
The
Magno
Michigan State
challenged him.
grad.
112.9 off the bat to keep the curve
112 point,
alive.
113 mile an hour liner.
You said 112? Is that what he said?
112.9,
And
yeah.
now Mitch
Wow. Mr. Jebb.
But there's good news.
Jebb is
113 miles an hour,
Connor Griffin
100
looms on deck.
billion miles an hour. Connor Griffin on deck.
Tying run up.
There we
First
go.
pitch. Fly
Stay
ball
there.
Right field. Ben Malgeri slicing over. The Southwest stays with the Seawolves for the 4th consecutive year. The Seawolves play for an Eastern League crowd.
I like the Southwest Division champs. You can barely see the Southwest Division part, but that's a good graphic. I like it.
There's a Gatorade. Oh, don't be kidding.
Oh, who'd they get? Who'd they
Back
get?
For the Seawolves
Holton, yeah.
as they will fight for their 3rd consecutive Eastern League title. Only the 2nd team to fall behind 0-1 in a best-of-3 since the Eastern League adopted this playoff format in 2022 to come back and win a series.
Nicely done.
Nicely done, yes. And so, by the way, we will.
And it's a rematch.
I mean, that we're going to be out there Tuesday, Chris.
At least Tuesday, possibly Wednesday. I guess we got to wait to see what happens on Sunday.
Yeah. So we'll be out there, and for anybody that's out in Erie, come see us. We'll be around the ballpark doing our thing, running around. And this will be the first time. By the way, this will be the first time Chris will get to be part of this champagne celebration, right?
Well, if they win, yeah.
If they win, yeah.
Hopefully, the last couple times, we've seen some people down there. We know. Last few times, I was not able to make it.
Yeah. But, thanks for tuning in, everybody. I really appreciate this.
Yeah, hopefully this was better than watching the Tigers game. There's Sam. Sam.
Well, Tim, if you're out there, let me know, man. We'll have to get some that barbecue place out there. I'm telling you,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Chris, Federal Hill, fantastic barbecue. Highly recommend it. Yeah, work out for sure. We'll have a beer. We'll have some Yinglings, whatever you want to do, man. The Tigers get it, or excuse me, the Seawolves get it done. We'll definitely be seeing out there Tuesday. Hold on, let me do my radio voice. We'll be seeing out there on Tuesday as the Seawolves will take on the Rubble Ponies for the chance for the Eastern League title. By the way, we'll be definitely doing some clubhouse stuff too as well. It's gonna be fun. So Chris is getting the final play there, and Magno doing his thing, the Ohio State grad. So the veteran Seawolves get it done again. The final 3-1. They advanced to their 4th straight championship. And Magno, by the way, did recognize my Connecticut Tigers hat. Oh, well, what do you say there? Oh, let's see. I missed the audio there. Hold on.
Erie pitches, last couple innings. Any words? What was your mindset coming in?
Shut it down, win the game. I'm a little high on adrenaline right now, so let's go, Erie!
Yeah!
All right, what do you have to say to this
Nice.
electric Erie crowd to show up and show out for Game 2 of the championship series here on Tuesday?
We'll be here for you guys be here for us. See you at Game 2.
Ben Malgeri, Andrew Magno, Seables fans.
There we go.
All right, Lena Bannock with Andrew Magno and Ben Malgeri.
Yeah, the great Sam Lebowitz on the call there. So, yeah, we'll definitely have some audio for that portion of it. But, anywho, again, thank you so much for watching with us, for the people that hung out with us this evening. We really definitely appreciate it. We'll, the Moon Man, you know what, the shirt worked. So, you know what I'll do? I'll wear it under my shirt, my polo, my Tiger Mighty Report polo. There we go. See? There you go. So,
yeah, you know what? Feel bad for the Tigers, but once again, pretty darn good year for the Tigers minor league system. So that's, as we said, I'm sure it doesn't make anybody in Detroit feel better, but it's been fun covering. That's for sure.
yeah. So if you're out in the ballpark tomorrow in Comerica,
Yep. Tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow there. And then otherwise, like I said, we'll see you Tuesday. Keep it close, everybody. And I'm looking for the music, and there it is. And have a good night. And it won't play. Come on.